Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Children of the Cup. I am your DM, GM, storyteller, whichever you'd like to call me, Forgotten Dreams, and I am joined by a lovely cast of people, starting with Mel.
Hi, I'm Mel, and I'm playing Chimeg.
All right, next up we have Seth.
Hello, my name is Saforiel, and I will be playing Ajala.
All right, last but not least, we have Shannon.
Hi, I'm Shannon, and I shall be playing Cassandra Sethel Theonotoko.
All right, fantastic. And we would be having an Azzy today, but unfortunately Azzy is feeling a bit under the weather. So instead, we carry right on into our viewer discretion warning.
Right, this is a vampire stream. Meaning that we're gonna make some dark choices and do some dark things. And that dark themes will potentially be a thing. So please keep that in mind as you continue into this stream, and if it gets a bit too much, take a break, there's no shame in it, take good care of yourselves. That comes first, always. Besides that, enjoy the show, I would say. Oh, and don't hold it against the players, we are playing characters, so hold the choices against the characters, please, thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, and giving us our lovely recap for last time on Children of the Cup. I'd like Mel to start it off, and if you forget anything, Mel, I'm sure that Seth can fill in the blanks.
All right. Well, we started off as Chimeg has pretty recently gotten back from the crypt that she had been investigating. And we had a bit of a conversation about that whole thing and decided that we should clear up the evidence a bit more. There was a sword, for example, that Chimeg left in the tent. And I think the very start of the session was when we were all splitting off to start doing that. Ajala was having some fun in a room and also, well, satiating the never-ending hunger. And Chimeg moved away to clear up this camp. And there she found strange things going on. It kind of seemed like someone else had been doing some cleaning of their own. Cleaning up her mess. There had been clearly rats that had eaten the bed sheets and similar things, as well as 6 rats were carrying away a map, the map that had been on the table in the tent previously. And a very uninteresting and average-looking man picked this map up. And Chimeg jumped into the tent to, well, clear up the last things that she had left, and then followed this man to I believe it was a spice store.
Yeah, spice and pork.
Yes.
Spicy.
The spice must flow.
Spice.
And yeah, after this, she got back to the Painted Lady and sent her ghoul to investigate it further as she moved up to, well, she and also Ajala, that had been on his own adventure, moved towards the rest of the party and the brunch that we had with Cecilia's mother. Yes, Ajala can tell him what he was up to.
Ajala did a bit of a patrol of the territories after he had eaten. Where he did discover that some people seem to be making 2 murals at the edge of our territory, which do sort of suggest the potential story of something more supernatural and something more bloody going on. So he's not entirely fond of the idea of those murals being so close to home. So yeah, he has an interest in finding out who's making them and why right now, as well as, of course, all the other interests that our party currently has, or our coterie, due to all the shit and trouble going on at the same time.
All right. So you spent some time watching after the murals, trying to see if anyone would come by. Unfortunately, no one did, though. So the two of you, though, sort of met back up at the Painted Lady, made your way over to the sandwich shop that the brunch was happening at. You guys had a bit of a conversation with Sophia and everyone else. It wasn't as long as you had intended, mainly because you guys kind of arrived late to the brunch. But words were exchanged, pleasantries were had, and eventually you guys all separated again. Or at least Cecilia went off, and she went to go do some research and go do some talking too with Mara. And our dear Cassandra also went off to go handle her own round of business, which will remain anonymous at this point. In the meantime, after brunch, Chimeg and Ajala, what were the two of you up to?
Well, Chimig would probably go, should we be investigating who the man that picked up the map?
I think it wouldn't.
Was that
I think it wouldn't bother knowing more about that. Like, it might help us. Then again, we have a lot of shit going on right now, and I'm not entirely sure again what we have to deal with first.
no? I also sent Rafik to look into it a bit. Also, we could wait for that. Figure it might be better if he
Rafik
went.
is dealing with that. What do we do? Do we deal with... We have a task which is open for Ezekiel.
No,
I'm gonna guess that is waiting.
What
finding out
exactly
about
was it he wanted?
He wanted us to figure more out about this Bruja. Her name was a bit typical. What's her name again? Let me double check. Yeah, finding Rashid was one of the things, so Gabriel's child. But Etheria as well, the Bruja, which he wants the whereabouts of. We've also been tasked with that.
Right.
Besides that, yeah, the mausoleum is probably our least worry right now, since, well, we seem to have fixed that. I still would like those pendants to go to Bartholomew, though, as in I don't trust them within the city limits. Then there's the demons. I personally do think that the Bishop of Darom is also still a problem. So, and then there's the Bible that's buried at Temple Mount. I'm honestly, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of having a hard time deciding what has priority right now.
Can always go digging in the after the Bible. That might also solve the demon thing.
Maybe. The Bibles we will have to discuss with the actual... with Black Blood and his people, apparently. But that can wait. I did set Cat to the task of figuring out more about Etheria by tomorrow night. So I guess that is currently taken care of as well.
Just as a refresher, what was the information that you gave Kat on Etheria?
The name?
Mhm.
The location that was told to me where she hangs out,
Mm-hmm.
which was around the tunnels between the Wailing, well, near to the Wailing Wall, I'm gonna guess, Muslim quarter, Jewish quarter.
Okay, right there off of Via Dolorosa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
in that
and I
case-
told her to look into this during the day and not during the night. Try to keep it on the down low.
And as Ajala is saying this, the audience would sort of see a side panel come next to Ajala of Rafik sort of propped up against a wall, eating from a bag of dried fruits, and Cat far off in the distance sneaking down an alleyway. Just barely out of focus before the side would cut and it would come back to this conversation.
No, Cecilia doesn't seem fond of the idea of dealing with the Bishop of Daron, but I do think leaving him alive for too long would cause more trouble than it's worth. It
Yeah,
should be
but we
natural
can't.
causes.
Yeah, we can't really kill him off as you planned. In the middle of. I think that will just make it worse.
We could go digging for that Bible right now, but my question is, are we going to find it, and isn't it going to be... I don't know. I'm still hungry as well, by the way, so... That's also somewhere on the priority list.
I could eat.
Let's hunt first and think on a full stomach.
That's good.
Could we risk going into the Armenian quarter?
Why?
Because I'm not sure if we're going to find prey in our own domain right now.
I hunt there all the time.
Let's play safe. Let's see in our own domain then.
Okay. So,
If you want to, we could try to find someone who's just passing through.
Yeah.
in that case, how would you guys like to hunt?
Stealth.
Well, absolutely, stealth. Are you more so stealthing by blending in with the crowds? Are you more so hiding in a dark alleyway or on top of a rooftop waiting for some poor unfortunate person?
Ajala's probably going to be on the lookout from rooftops, and he's probably going to try and jump down behind someone.
Okay.
Surprise them.
I will come with that and doing the ritualistic preparations before.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. In that case...
Possibly near to any of the inns or taverns that we have.
For Chimeg, I want you to simply make me a perception investigation, difficulty 6. For Ajala, I'd like you to make me a stamina investigation, difficulty 6.
I'm gonna have to invest in investigation at some point.
One of these days.
46. Those aspects come into play for this?
I'll allow it.
Whoops.
Okay, fantastic. So with your successes, the two of you do manage to find snacks for the evening. Assuming that you two will take the minimum amount of blood of 2 points. With efficient digestion for both of you, that'll come up to 3 points each. Also, I'd like a hunger check from the two of you. What are you guys at for your totals?
19 of 20.
26.
Of 33.
19 of 33? Shimeg, is that what you said?
No, of 20.
Okay.
After the 3, I'm at 19.
Oh, after the 3. After the 3. For some reason, when you said after the 3, I was like, 33, what? Okay.
I'm at 26 of 30.
Okay, so, yeah. Relatively satiated, however, Ajala is still the hungry boy that he always is.
Yes.
And finds himself a bit nippish, yeah, even after his evening snack.
Would it be possible to continue the hunt after this?
It would be. It'll take longer, though. You're maybe a good 10 minutes into your hunts individually.
I will take more time in that case.
Okay. Go ahead and make me. So, are you going to continue with your stealthy rooftop approach, or are you going to try a different approach?
Yeah, stealthy rooftop.
All right. In that case, stamina investigation again.
Two
Okay.
successes.
2 successes. It takes a little bit longer. So, in total, Chimeg would probably wait about a total of 30 minutes before Ajala you would be able to feed for your second time, bringing you up to 6 points gained over your hunt.
That would be 29 of 30. Very close.
During that time I'm waiting, I would try to keep an eye out if I see any werewolf activity in our area.
Perception actually, perception awareness.
Nah.
No. There's the normal hubbub of people moving about, but unfortunately there's no furry friends. Outside of a Canis, who makes their way out of an alleyway and then drags a couple of rats back into said alleyway. Does Ajala feel like he's completely satiated and could move on with the night? Or does he want to try and grab one more person?
Tempting, but we're spending a lot of time, so Jala's like, we'll see what the rest of the evening brings on its own. And he will make his way back to Chimeg, and as he sort of appears into her sight, he's sort of cleaning up the corners of his mouth and is like, so... I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but should we go Bible hunting then?
Yeah. At least look around, I guess.
Alright. Making our way to Al-Azkar, I think.
Al-Aqsa Moss. Okay, how would you like to get there? Are you going to take the overland routes, or are you going to take the underground tunnel routes? What's your approach here?
Overland?
Okay. Chimeg, you would only
Walking
know of the
through
overland
Muslim Quarter.
routes. Yeah. Well, you could go to the Four Corners and then walk through the Jewish Quarter instead of going through the Muslim Quarter.
To avoid the Wailing Wall, however.
Where's...
The whole labyrinth thing that Cecilia spoke of.
That itself only encompasses a portion of the Wailing Wall. Mostly where the labyrinth is closer to the Dung Gate.
So, would it be safe to actually take the thoroughfare that goes between the Jewish and the Muslim quarter?
Yeah, you guys have taken that, but, well, Chimeg has not. Ajala, when you first arrived in Jerusalem, you remember you did take that road with quite ease. In your first council chamber meeting, actually. You took that road.
Alright, we'll use that road and we'll see how we maneuver the last bit through the Muslim quarter, I guess.
easily enough time passes as the two of you make the distance. It probably takes you a good 2.5 hours to cross over to that portion of the city. It's not exactly a fun walk. Unfortunately for you, Jerusalem's a little hilly. There's a lot of people out tonight, and there's a lot of traffic. So it's a lot of...
We'll be keeping eyes peeled, particularly when passing close to the Muslim Quarter for any enemy activity, as in trust
Sure.
levels are low.
Absolutely, yeah. Go ahead and make me perception awareness checks, the both of you. Difficulty 8. Seeing the general populace move around is easy enough. Seeing someone who's intending to be stealthy and also watchful, much harder.
Perception awareness difficulty 6?
8.
8.
If I, for details, that's a 2.
Sure, I think details would take that over to 2. Ajala,
Low light vision.
low light vision, that'll take that over to 2. Unless I have- how
There's
many
3
tens?
10s in there.
3 10s. Oh, Jesus. All right.
But 2 1s, right?
Let's see. So the
What is
ones
that?
the ones would cancel out 2 of the 10s. So
Aw.
yeah, that'll bring that to 2 for you still. Unfortunately, if the difficulty was 6, you would have had more. But here we are. So with you guys looking around, keeping an eye out, you don't see any enemy activity. No one seems to be following, tracing your footsteps, or anything like that. All quiet on the Muslim front.
Jala will have a low conversation with Chimag as well on the way. What do you think about the whole situation with Habiba?
Not good. I think she's the kind of woman who doesn't.
Let go of a grudge?
Yeah.
Me neither. He's currently weakened. And I know Cecilia feels like it might not be the greatest idea to go after her now, but I don't think we're going to get another opportunity.
No, I think it's more now or never.
It makes me wonder if we are doing right by going after this Bible, or if we should find out about where she might be staying.
Yeah.
As
How
said,
do we
there's so
find it
many-
out?
So many things going on at the same time.
Yeah.
Just focus this dig for tonight and we'll see what we do about this tomorrow. But every night, every day that passes, she gets back to her full strength. And I don't like
Yes.
the idea of that.
How do we find her then?
I don't know. I do know that there's people who might know how to find her, but neither we've met. There's, Brother Bernard and Adam. Adam, who's currently more in favor, since he's one of the, Cappadocians, he's probably more in bed with the Muslim faction right now.
To you guys' knowledge, the Cappadocians fall underneath Alexis's purview now.
Oh, okay. So unless we can find any of them, find out where she's staying, we're potentially in shit.
Sort of seemed like Cecilia wasn't too keen on going after her either.
No, but I do think that we're not going to get another chance.
No. I think we either gotta kill her or
She
At
kills
least
Celia or
subdue
one of
her.
us.
Make me a perception check. Perception alertness. The two of you. Yeah.
Difficulty 6.
Difficulty 6.
Yeah.
So, Ajala, while you don't seem to notice this individual fast enough, Chimeg, you hear a bit of a slightly armored step behind you, and you sort of recognize it, and you quickly begin to turn around, and you would quickly recognize Rafik sort of pushing his way through the crowd, looking like he was actively trying to sneak up on you guys. But when he notices that you see him in the crowd, he sort of relaxes a bit, gives you a bit of a smile and a wave, and then just calmly makes his way towards you.
What are you up to?
Oh, I'm just doing my job. We've got 3 kids looking at the shop right now.
3 kids?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't knew you had kids.
No. No. I just paid some street rats like 5 copper, and they said they'd watch the place, tell me about anybody who went in and out. I don't have kids. No.
Good job. Did you see anything before?
No, not really. It was kind of pretty quiet when I got there. And I figured it'd be a lot less suspicious for a couple of kids to be, hanging out and playing outside of the place than, well, me.
Alright, that's good. See if they learn anything later.
Yep, I'll let you know.
We're going digging for a Bible. Wanna come?
Sure. Why not?
We'll start moving again.
Where exactly is this Bible?
Beneath Alaska.
We don't know.
Rumored to be.
Beneath what?
Underneath the Mosque of Alaska. Alaska?
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 And he goes, you mean Al-Aqsa? Yeah. Aqsa. Ak. I swear, you Nubians. And he just gives you a pat on the back.
Here's the thing, though. Do we actually do this now?
Well, sorry. Clear this up for me. You're looking for a book in Al-Aqsa or beneath Al-Aqsa?
Likely beneath, according to the rumors, at least.
Maybe
But at the
some older
same time, we're
parts of it.
considering. At the same time, we're searching for an enemy, or considering searching for an enemy that we might only have one chance at defeating.
Okay. Well, on to Al-Aqsa then. And Rafik will kind of push to lead the way as he begins making his way towards the foothills that essentially take you up into Temple Mount. You would see that there are hundreds of pilgrims that have currently set up small little shrines going up the various different footpaths that go up Temple Mount. And it's not any particular special day of prayer, but for some reason there are quite a few individuals in silent prayers spread out throughout the area. So you aren't exactly met with the quiet that you, Ajala, that you first saw when you came up here to Temple Mount and met Alexis Simokata for the first time. And as you make your way up here and you're walking through sort of the areas of both cobblestone road and grassy, almost park-like patches, you pass by a very familiar bench your eyes quickly glance over towards the Golden Gate, where you had your first real interaction with Faith.
No, Alexis?
No Alexis, unfortunately, no. However, perception awareness, just you. Difficulty 6. Yeah.
7 successes.
Sort of getting closer, behind where that bench is, there is the hill that leads up to exactly where Christ was crucified. And on the footpath from this little park-like area up to there, you see a familiarly robed individual, sort of these dark brown, tattered robes, sort of holding their left side a little bit heavier than a normal person would, leaned up against one of the small, temporarily built shrines. It's one of Alexis's ghouls, from what you remember. You don't know the name, though.
Oh, but it's a ghoul, it's not a Nosferatu.
To your best knowledge.
Looks like one of Alexis' lackeys is here.
Chimeg, when he calls that out, and your eyes sort of naturally drift in that direction, you go ahead and make me a perception awareness, difficulty 7.
Well,
Interesting.
one in there.
Okay. Well. Yeah, unfortunately, you would just notice an individual who's in a sort of a brown tattered cloak, leaning heavily to on their side and sort of leaning up against this little shrine, and their face is mostly masked by shadow, and there's just the tiniest bits of candlelight from the shrines that sort of really give this individual shape. So beyond that, you can't make out much, and you're sort of even more so distracted when Rafik sort of exclaims, and there she is, Al-Aqsa Mosque. A beauty, if I do say so myself, but...
That's a building.
We're here now. Feel like we're having our priorities all mixed up.
How do you mean?
This book, as in if it's been here so long, I don't think it's gonna run overnight. Meanwhile, other sands are flowing through that we might miss out on. Look at Chimeg, sort of. Jella doesn't seem to know what he wants to do now.
Well, this is something we can at least start with. Where do we even start with Habiba?
Finding these people, and I look at the ghoul of Alexis. Could get him perhaps to talk if he knows, but that is of course a difficult one. Ask him if he knows where Adam is staying. Probably the graveyard, but we need information.
I mean, he's here if you think the ghoul knows. Let's just walk over and ask him.
Jalla turns on his heel and just walks towards the ghoul.
Okay, fantastic.
We're welcome with.
So you guys sort of turn back towards the ghoul and begin making your way that way. It would become plainly obvious that he's in a little bit of a conversation with an individual that originally the two of you did not notice. An individual with unnervingly plain features. Not the exact individual that Chimeg saw, but close. I mean, same height, same build. Female instead of male.
Do I get the sense that this is like a false appearance?
Go ahead and make me a intelligence occult difficulty 8.
Ooh, high difficulty. 2 successes.
2 successes. You're not really able to tell. It could be a false appearance. It could also just be a regular, average, Jane.
Good evening.
Will turn his head towards the two of you and cuts himself off in the conversation that he was having. And that individual, that very plain individual, sort of pulls back a little bit. Pulls back maybe about a good 5 steps.
Sort of look at the plain
That's
person.
weird.
Is there some way that I can help?
Maybe.
Kotori?
I hope we're not intruding.
Not at all.
Can we talk openly? And I look at the plain person that stepped back.
What languages do you guys speak?
Egyptian and Nubian in my case, and French.
Okay, so you would recognize he says something in Farsi. And the individual kind of nods a little bit. Before he switches back to Egyptian and says, "We are free to talk."
There's this man under Alexis's protection, protection. He's part of your faction. Adam.
Yes. What about them?
Do you by any chance happen to know where he is at the moment? Where we could find him?
He points sort of across the way to the Dome of the Rock. Sort of very, very large temple with this golden, beautiful dome and this blue tiling work. And he says, "If I know Adam, he's probably over there by the gardens." I say gardens, it's more just the bushes that surround. As a matter of fact,
Particular
there he is.
way to it.
He points, and you can see that there is a European individual, probably in their early 20s. Looks like they're probably from either Naples or northern Sicily. Very dark brown hair that's very long and goes down to about their mid-chest. That has been like swept back and then pulled together. Several visible scars on their right cheek, some of them looking like burn marks, others looking like cuts from blades. And he's wearing this very simple tunic, very simple pants, pair of sandals, and has sort of a messenger's bag slung around him that he's currently looking through while pulling out a few gardening tools and working on some of the bushes. And you can see that there is a black and white cat that is just sitting next to them, watching more so you than their owner.
Is that him?
That's him.
I point in the direction and ask if that is him.
I mean, yes.
Thank you.
So,
Sorry for
what do I get?
bothering you. Well, let's hope this is for the good cause of our factions being victorious.
Very well.
Besides that, what would you have?
You wouldn't happen to have well, From what I know about you, you are Azamite, huh?
Correct.
You know what? I'll come by the Painted Lady later.
All right. Thank you for your help.
No problem. And he begins to immediately pick back up his conversation in Farsi.
What did the woman do during this conversation?
He sat there, and so the woman is dressed in what looks like a very long, simple dress of sort of a blue and black stripe pattern, and she just has her two hands like clasped together in front of her, and is calmly just waiting, and just gives like a light sway from left to right as she's waiting.
I look at G-Meg while we walk away. Would you figure the chances?
That's the second most unrememberable person in the world that I met today. Well, tonight.
Something tells me it might have something to do with the Nosferatu, but I'm not entirely sure. And it could be anyone else, basically. I don't know. However, Adam is nearby. Let's just go and interrogate him.
All right.
I'll make my way to Adam before he disappears.
Absolutely, you make your way over to Adam, and still just working away on the shrubbery.
Adam?
And he sort of stops, puts down the small guarding tool that he was using. Sorry, who are you?
My name's Ajala, and this is G-Meg.
Yeah. The new ones.
Meaning.
Yeah.
Correct, we haven't met yet, I believe.
Yeah. Kind of looks around and looks over at the cat that's near him and sort of gives a motion with his head, like a slight nod, and the cat just starts walking off in the direction of the Eastern Archgate. The Eastern Archgate is not on that map. You'd have to actually like look at a map of Temple Mount to see where the Eastern Archgate is. He sort of stands, brushes himself off a bit, gets you can see a couple of specks of dirt and soil sort of drop from his hands as he does. What do you want?
Well, as you guessed, we're in the need of something. Information, actually. We were told that you might be able to help.
So, just to get this straight, this is the first time we're meeting, and already you want information from me. So, interesting.
No, it's a bit of an urgent matter, else it would have been a very different meeting.
Okay. What kind of information are you looking for?
Here's the killer. We need to know where Habiba is.
Ooh. You see, that is a particularly spicy bit of information. One such as I am particularly suited to have. So, what are
Which
you
is
willing
gonna
to pay?
cost me. What do you want in return?
No, that's not what I asked. I asked, what are you willing to pay?
Would Ajala be aware that this is like material which is worth a normal boon or a major boon?
What kind of material would be worth that? Is that what you're asking?
Information.
So when it comes to information and boons, information depends entirely on the value of that information in the eyes of the person who needs it. You can give me a wits politics. to see if you can.
Ooh, I'm gonna
you
fail
can-
that horribly, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah,
Which
difficulty 6. What's politics?
politics? There we go. Difficulty 6, no modifiers, 1 success.
Success. You you aren't exactly versed in the economics that are boons, especially not in your particular community. So you don't really know what the information's worth.
In that case, Ajala's just gonna say, like, I could owe you a boon, me personally.
Boons. Okay, if we want to work that angle, I hear that you and your friends like to get in scraps with this individual. Scraps that
Sorry,
lead to
come
certain council members having to meet and discuss about why someone's fucked up and naked coming in through the city. So, if we want to deal in direct boons, hands tied, I'd say at least a major. You want to deal in something else, though, I'm all ears.
G-Mag sort of wondering if she has any more ideas than I have.
I have no idea what you would want.
If you also are staring a blank at Ajala, Ajala will look at Adam and say, major boon for me personally to you.
Major boon for you personally and you alone. Even though a little birdie would tell me that if I give you this information, it's either going to be you or that little Zamisi you got running around with you that's going to kill her. Decisions. And he sort of clasps his hands together. Almost in like a stereotypical like clasping of the prayer hands, and sort of points.
Don't tell me
towards
you're
you.
gonna come back on the deal that you just proposed.
No, I think this will be fun. I think this will be fun indeed. You know what? I'll take you up on it. Sure. You want to know where Habiba is? Habiba ain't in Jerusalem. She's in Tel Aviv.
Aviv.
If you look for Modest Tea House. Sort of near the Port District. You know what? Best way to find it, find the most seagull shit covered stone in the port. It's maybe about 30 feet from that.
Thank you. Is there anything
No
more
problem.
you can give?
Ooh,
in
that'll
regard
cost
of this
more.
information?
That'll cost way more.
She is staying at this tea house? Beneath it?
Yeah. Yeah, she is staying at the tea house. If you want to know exactly where, I'm thinking 3 minor boons from you and your little mamacita.
Sweet, I mean Cecilia.
Oh no, whoever this is.
I look at G-Meg. That would be up to her.
What would you be able to give us then?
I'll tell you exactly what room she sleeps in.
Can you tell us what kind of situation she has set up there?
If you want security details, we're gonna have to upgrade that from. Yeah, we're gonna have to upgrade that to 1 more additional minor.
Righty. It could be worth it. I'll look at Cecilia.
After all, you're heading into a place with a chick who can. Sorry to say it, kids, kill you the moment she finds out you're there.
She can try.
Ha! I've seen her do it. So, yeah.
Alright. Fine with me.
Done deal.
Fantastic. All right, so go ahead and find the most shit-covered rock there, near the ports. Make your way to this tea house. When you do, you're going to talk to the owner. When you get to the owner, you're going to say, "I come bearing gifts." That'll give you access to the basement. And the basement's 3 other floors. Now, on the first floor of the basement, or just, you could say, the main basement itself, you're simply going to find yourself a nice, sweet little opium den. Make your way to the door in the far back right corner of this opium den, and that'll lead you to the spiral staircase that takes you down to the 2 other floors. You want to go all the way down to the bottom. But when you get there, you aren't just going to be able to walk through the door that's down there, no. Instead, you're going to have to knock on that door. And you're going to have to tell the guard that answers it, you're here because of the Seafarer's Whisper. Then you want to slip him about 5 silver. Once you've done all that, the door will be open, and you'll be faced with 12 doors to your left and right down a single hallway that shotgun style goes straight back. You wouldn't say shotgun, I don't... It's a straight hall. That's what he would say. Now, I'm going to be very honest with you. You do not want to fuck with any of the other doors, except for door number 7. Door number 7 is the door on the left, not the door on the right. Alright, so count left, right, left... Well, hold on. Wait a minute. I might have fucked that one up. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Sorry, door on the right, not the door on the left. There you go.
Ajala is taking this in a lot. I'm also noting it just in case.
Yeah, I would hope that you would note it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. And that's where she's staying.
Oh yeah, she's right in there. You're gonna want to be careful before you go through the door, though. She usually booby traps the shit out of it.
More than likely.
Oh, yeah. Anti-us protection booby traps, sort of thing, you know? Open the door, shit ton of stakes go in your general direction. Then you get met by a couple of blades that are set up on a pressure plate. But you're looking at a basic room. I'd say it's probably a good 10 feet to the left and right, and 15 feet straight back.
Oh, let me get this straight. I come bearing gifts to the owner. He will send us to the opium den.
You then
Door
take
in
the
the
door.
far back right corner.
Mm-hmm.
At the bottom, knock on the door. Tell the guard we're here because of the Seafarer's Whisper. Slip him some gold, or 5 silver at least.
5 silver exactly. Don't fuck this up, kid.
5 silver. Exactly. Then there's 12 doors, and we take number 7 on the right.
Yes. Good job.
Thank you.
I mean, you owe me now, so thank you.
We do.
What is the place? What's the purpose of it?
There's also an opium den.
Oh, it's a little hideout for druggies.
Hmm.
It's also a great place to get blood.
You want to be high.
Hmm.
But no one's going to care what happens in that room, right?
Oh, I'm sure someone will care. I mean, if anything, your biggest political worry here is when you get there, you're going to have to deal with Magdalena. I mean, that is her territory. She is the Duchess of Tel Aviv.
Hmm.
So, you know, if you're going to go in without talking to her, more power to you. Just don't get caught.
She makes.
I don't know.
Something tells me we should get moving.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Adam.
Mm-hmm.
And I shall start making my way back away from Temple Mount.
As she's about to leave, she said, and I'm sure we'll see more of each other. Things given.
You really don't want to, but hey, you owe me, so you're gonna have to. Chimek,
Hello,
perception
Susanna.
awareness. Three
Eye
successes.
for details. If that
There's a
applies.
new cat that has taken up its post directly next to your feet as you turn around.
She'll lean down for a moment and scratch it if it doesn't run away, and then just continue moving.
Okay. You go down. You scratch it, and you would notice as you scratch it, it's cold. Its skin is rather dry and taut, and it's got a couple fleas that sort of just fall out of its fur.
Poor thing.
Reminds me of a certain mouse.
Toodaloo.
Does it seem like? Does it kind of seem like the cat belongs to him? Like it's.
You can certainly make me a intelligence occult. One success. You don't know, but that cat ain't alive.
Oh.
Figured as much. As a player name.
Right. Julius, continue Ajala. After Ajala.
Yeah. Rafik kind of continues behind you as well. What in the hell was that?
I don't think. I think that cat was dead.
Oh, really? That's a thing?
Yeah.
Sorry.
He kind of
thank
thinks
you,
back
mate.
to the rat and say, "Yeah, I think that's a thing." What did you say, Ajala?
Sorry for bouncing like this, but I do feel like this is the only chance we're gonna get.
No, we got answers. Now we just gotta act on it.
How long before sunrise?
You have maybe 2 hours. That's enough time to get from here to the Painted Lady.
To get to the Painted Lady. No, wait. I'll rather hide out.
That's further
Yeah.
than 2 hours. That would be like 2 hours, 15 minutes.
Are we running?
Running.
Okay. At a full-out sprint, you guys would be able
No.
to... Which one are you going towards?
Cave, I
Is
think.
that- I don't think, as in, if we sprint, would we get to the Painted Lady in 1.5 hours? Would we
If
be
you
able to make that?
sprint,
Probably
you're
not.
gonna get to the Painted Lady. You'll probably shave your time down to about an hour 35 or 40 minutes.
We need to gear up quickly and get somewhere in the ground where we're not spotted, is what Ajala suggests to G-Meg.
Oh.
We're gonna travel. We have to travel fast.
Mm-hmm. All right. I haven't exactly mapped out the caverns down in the cave, but one of them should lead out somewhere. Could probably move that way.
Let's hurry.
Let's just find Cecilia and Cassandra.
If they join us, that is.
Should at least let them know.
True. And we'll start running to the Painted Lady.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll give you guys like half an hour before sunrise is officially. When you get back.
Jala will, in the Painted Lady, just heavily cloak himself and make sure that his face is covered with masks. Make sure that he's got the gear on him that he wants to have on him. He'll probably break one of the extra weapons for a bit of wood and make sure to sharpen it real quick. And stuff that away as well. And then he will also leave the room and he will see if Cassandra or Cecilia is here right now.
Unfortunately, both are not in their rooms.
We'll go to Fatma and tell him if he sees Cassandra and Cecilia that if they want to know where I am and if Chimeg is coming with me, if they want to know where Chimeg is, that we'll be back as soon as we can. We're dealing with one of our problems and making sure it goes away forever.
If they want to follow you, where should they go?
Tel Aviv.
Tel Aviv. Okay. All right, I'll let them know.
And I will describe a modest tea house near a shit-stained rock.
Okay. Okay. All right. Do you give them the name of the place?
Sure.
What's the name? What's the name?
Because that is a thing that I didn't hear.
I don't think we got the name.
I don't think he gave the name.
He definitely gave the name. It was a tea house. Started with an R. Hold on.
Modest tea house near Port District. Find the most seagull shit-covered stone. Tell the owner that you'll come bearing gifts. That's the information that I have. I don't think he mentioned a name.
If he didn't, I apologize. But I could have swore I had because I have a list of tea house names in front of me, and 2 of them have R's. So was it Rakwa Tea House?
Rakwa Tea House.
All right, Rakwa Tea House, Tel Aviv. Okay, shit covered rock, Port District. All right, great. And I assume you don't tell them about, how to actually get to the room, just where the building is.
Just tell him about the tea house.
All right, and with that, the 2 of you, you're set to go.
Where do we hide? I asked Chimeg. On the way out.
What do you mean?
We can't leave now.
Oh,
We need to hide somewhere
let's
and
go
make
into
sure
the
that we're not
cavern.
spotted.
Let's move into the cavern and move from there.
We'll make our way to the cavern. And try to be as unseen as possible.
All right. You make your way into the cavern. Go ahead and make me dexterity stealth checks.
I'm gonna willpower this because last times this went so well.
Are you going to use the outhouse or the well?
I might actually jump down the well. There's water underneath, correct?
You could you could jump down the well into the water. You don't have to, but you can.
I will try to make my way down the well, I think.
Okay.
Isn't that
I suggest this to Chimeg, as in, it might be harder for them to know where we are going.
Doesn't that seem more suspicious?
Well, the
Coming
well
out.
is in a back alleyway, so essentially you go into a back alleyway behind a old defunct blacksmithy, and there's just a well in the backhand corner of buttressed not too far away from the wall. Plop one down and either hit the water or hit the rocks.
Keeping an eye out if someone is paying attention to us. Well,
I'm-
following us since we ran basically from the Muslim quarter.
So, people would probably know that something is up.
Mm.
Yeah.
So yeah, keeping eyes out and stealthing. I do willpower the stealth roll, so here is the stealth roll.
Okay. Okay, fantastic. Both of you silently make your way into the alleyway and quietly lower yourself, as quietly as one can in full armor, lower yourself into the well. And disappear. I assume are you guys going to try and run all night through the caverns to try and make your way towards Tel Aviv?
We don't know if these caverns... do we know that these caverns go to Tel Aviv?
You know that these caverns go to the Dead Sea.
That's a
How is
different... That's the
that
opposite
in-
direction.
Completely opposite direction. You don't know if they head to Tel Aviv as well.
No, what I'm currently thinking, and I will tell G-Mac this as well, is when the sun rises, we move out of the toilet, basically, the outhouse. We get our horses and we'll make sure that we get to Tel Aviv as fast as possible.
Yeah, I guess so.
In the moment that we sort of would leave, I would really mask up.
We should get. Oh, did Rafik follow us, by the way?
He will if you want him to. Otherwise, he will stay at the Painted Lady.
Yeah,
Because
no,
he's still
would've
waiting on the
wanted him.
report from the kids.
All right. Shit. Well, she would have wanted him to at least come with for now.
Okay. So we'll say as you guys were running by that area, he went ahead and paid a couple extra copper to the kids to deliver whatever messages that they had to Fatima at the Painted Lady.
Didn't the places in the cavern? Isn't there sort of three going in different directions?
I wouldn't risk it, we don't know the tunnels, is what Jala tells you when you
Mm.
suggest
Don't know
tunnels.
the tunnels, however, Chimeg, you are very familiar with a certain group of individuals that reside in the tunnels.
Right. Are they around?
Always.
Let's see if she can find
Maybe now that the day is approaching.
Utu, I want to say.
Was it Zutu?
Zutu. Please talk
Yes,
to Zutu, yeah.
Utu.
Alright. So you go ahead and focus in on the bats and try and pick one out that looks relatively familiar. What do you say?
Utu.
Nah, it's not me. It's the other guy. The one to my left. One to my left.
Sorry. She'll
Nah,
try
that's
that one.
fine.
Utu.
Oh, you're back. Hey, how you doing?
In a little bit of a hurry. Do you know these
Oh.
caverns?
Yeah, I live here.
Do you know where these go?
Yeah, bodies of water mainly.
Ask
Fuck,
him if
do
he
you-
can guide us to Tel Aviv.
Does he know? Okay. Do you know what Tel
Probably
Aviv
not.
is?
What's a Tel Aviv?
What direction is Tel Aviv?
Tel Aviv would be you guys' west, southwest-ish.
West, southwest. She'll point that general direction and say, "We want to go far away in that direction. Is there one of these caverns that will take us?"
Oh yeah, it's a bit of
Closest?
a pain in the ass to get to, but there is a cavern that takes you that way.
All right. Can you show us?
Can you tell us what
Sure.
is he saying?
What do you say?
What is he saying?
There is one of the caverns that's a bit tricky to get to, but it goes that direction.
We really need to be sure that we arrive in Tel Aviv and not somewhere else. We have
Oh.
little time to... Our advantage will disappear with the sun.
Right. How far until you get up above ground? That-
Well, I'd say like most of a day, and then you hit the ocean,
Fuck.
and then there's like cities, human cities, you know, next to the ocean. They got those big wooden things, a big wooden. I guess it's a boat. It's like bigger than a normal boat, though. With like these giant claw things stick out of the middle of them.
Could that be Tel Aviv?
He's describing a port city, so.
Yeah. Have Chimek ever been in Tel Aviv?
Nope, that was before. Well, was Chimek here for the vote for Lucius versus
Then-
the Lioness?
Yes.
Okay,
He was.
so if you were here during that vote, then yes, you have been to Tel Aviv once.
I think I was, right?
Yeah. That or you were watching the show.
Yeah, she would. Would she remember anything like specific of the city, like a landmark or?
Ooh. From the port? I mean, if you're looking from the ocean in, hold on. Hold on, this is where Google Maps comes in. Zoom all the way out from the United States of America over to Tel Aviv. Give me like a geo drop, like right in that ocean. Yeah, there we go. Oh boy, it's heavily developed. All right, what do I think would be viewable of Tel Aviv in 1135 BC, or not BC, AD? You would see the, yeah, you would see that the Templars currently have a fortress, not too far from the port.
All right. She'll do her best to describe the fortress and ask if that is present in the place he's speaking of.
I guess. Yeah, it is a giant stone place.
Yeah, and she'll tell that to Ajala. Could be it.
Ask him if they wear white with a red cross.
If what?
If the ones at the stone place carry white with a red cross on them.
The people?
Yeah, if it's a Templar fortress.
The people in the stone building, do they have white with a red cross?
Sometimes they wear white and red, other times they wear black and white, other times they wear white and green.
Is that the place?
I don't know. I don't want to risk getting lost in tunnels when we can, by horse over land, be there
How
sooner.
good are you at holding your breath?
Fantastic. Yeah, I can't answer.
Can't answer.
I mean, what about during the day? Do we know?
I mean, none of you have exactly tried it out.
But we need to breathe during the day,
Mhm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So we
Decent, I
don't
guess.
risk it.
Why?
I mean, there's just a couple of thin pockets where I could, like, squeeze by in an air pocket, but you're large. I mean, no offense.
Jala says, let's not risk these tunnels. We don't know them well enough. We just get horses and we don't spare them.
Alright. I'm not a fan of. Someone sees
I'm
us,
not a
it's
fan
be
of the
bad.
idea either, but it's the safest option we have.
Alright. We'll have Rafik get horses together and meeting somewhere.
I have some gold on me. How much would it be to buy new horses real quick? Probably two.
Ooh, to get brand spanking new horses in downtown Jerusalem? Oh boy.
I'll let him collect our usual horses in that case. They're also
mean,
used to
that's-
us.
Okay. Alright. So your usual horses instead. I mean, because otherwise that would cost quite a bit of money. I mean, you have to pay for the deeds, you have to then get the feed and the saddles and the... It's, oof.
We have little time to spare and...
Are we doing
Sunlight's
this?
burning. Sorry.
I mean, personally,
Are
I
we
think you
doing
should
this?
wait for perhaps the other two, or at least one other.
Yeah. I mean. What if.
Maybe at least get one other person. That isn't me. That's like better than human.
I am afraid if we do not do it today before the sun sets,
That she's going to what? Suddenly get the idea to jump out of an opium house and go, woo, I need to go somewhere else.
also that we're never going to be able to take her down.
I mean, so the sun
Ever.
is like the issue for like normal better than humans, yeah?
Big issue.
Okay, great. So why don't we just let's lay down our laurels and let's say maybe she doesn't move overnight. Maybe we take the daytime to get everybody else, or at least one other. We take the day to ride, and then when we get there, we get there. If we get there at night, we wait. If we get there at day, we strike. But we strike at day, instead of at night. And we can watch the
Unfair.
place during the night to see if she leaves.
I think he's right. I don't think this is something we can just throw ourselves into.
I am afraid, however, for every day that she rests,
Hey, it's it's risk reward. You can either way, it's going to
Go
take you
to
like a full day
Fatma.
to get there. All right.
go to Fatma,
Yeah.
see if you can find the rest,
Okay.
and we'll wait here for you. But then
Right.
we have to ride. We have no time to waste
Okay.
on this.
All right. Great. Yeah. All right.
Oh, well,
Rafik?
Meg, are you agreeing?
Yeah, I think we should slow down a little bit. I agree with you that it has to be soon, but
I'm just saying one more person.
yeah,
Go and collect them if you can.
a rushed hunter is a careless hunter.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. All right. As soon
might
as I
be
get
right.
another one, it doesn't matter which one it is. As soon as I get my hands physically on Cecilia or Cassandra, I'm bringing them here with the horses, and we leave. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
Make sure we're not spotted and that they're not spotted in the day.
Fantastic.
and
She has to hide her face.
Hmm.
Or they have to hide their face.
and that fact is the most secret thing about us. And if that ever comes up from anyone, if they know, just
We're all in trouble.
let them know it's some kind of ancient thing that does it or something. It's not something inert with us, right?
I mean, I'm not going to say anything. All right. I'll be back. Just relax. get some rest.
Jella just sits down at the side of the water and he's like,
Rafik
if his
leaves.
heart has ever pounded, it's probably now.
Okay. So, Shannon, why don't you join us as the night rolls over into day, and then eventually it rolls back into night. Yeah.
Sure, but can you read my DM and could we just maybe have another
Oh,
character
yes.
talk?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. No, I'll message you back.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So, Cass, you make your way into the Painted Lady, and you would see, leaning up against the bar is Rafik, who, the moment you walk in, he immediately runs up towards you. Ah, yes. Cassandra. Yes. You are coming with me. You come with. Yes. No. No. You come with me.
No, I am I'm checking things before I go, and then I will join you.
What are we checking?
I am going to see if there's anything for me, and I've also got some things for you, by the way. Little gift. Couple of good books, but they're in my room. You. How
Everybody
urgent is
has
this?
been waiting for you all day long. And he says all day long very quietly.
Why?
They're doing something stupid and I love it.
Why are they doing something stupid, and why do
Well-
you love it?
I think it is best that they tell you themselves, which is why you have to come with me.
Sure, and she'll just go up to the bar and see if there's anything for her. Quickly check her room, and then she'll go down.
So, a couple of patrons have bought you drinks, not knowing that you weren't in. You know, a couple of interested parties, but Fatma would let you know they're not of anyone a particular interest to what he thinks is interesting to your group. Other than that, I don't have anything much else besides that. Just a few drinks on back order. Just some of these idiots have decided to buy.
Thank you, it's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Oh! I almost forgot. Oh, totally almost. Whew. Sorry, it's been an entire day. Yes. They want you to meet them in Tel Aviv at Tea House at port next to Seagull Shitty Rock. That's what I remember. I didn't write it down. Sorry.
Yeah, because do you have a map?
Well, I could show you where Tel Aviv is. Yeah, and he'll go into the back, into the kitchen, and hear the rustling of a couple of things. He comes out and brings out a map, and he'll show you where Tel Aviv is. And you're like, yeah, it's roughly a day's ride this way.
And she'll take the map. Thank you.
Does this mean that we've slept during the day?
That is up to you.
If it takes that long, the Jala would sleep.
And if there's nothing for her in her room either, she'll head on off.
Unfortunately, no additional notes or anything like that left in the room.
Okay. Well, I say she heads off. What I mean by that is she's going to Bart's to get her horse first. Because that's where her horse is. It's at Bart's.
Okay, got you. Would you tell Rafik that you're gonna go do that?
Well, yeah. Well, if he's following her, she'd be like, well, Tel Aviv's a long way. I'm not walking.
No.
Gonna have to go
I
to-
understand. I have to get the horses anyways. Why don't we take the horses from the stable to meet them, and then you and I can ride together on a horse to go get your horse, and then we all ride to Tel Aviv.
Sure. Tell me they've got a plan, like an actual plan.
In my eyes, it is totally not planned. This is someone who was... This is, in my eyes, a former member of Cataphracts Lancers. Not a plan. Sorry, not Cataphracts. Sophia Lancers. Not a plan. Then again, I don't deal with small unit tactics.
I think tactics is really optimistic words to be using here, but I appreciate your kindness.
Okay, let me put it to you this way. The best way I can adequate what the current plan is if a bunch of knights were to kick in a door and then say, you're under arrest.
And I still have no idea what this is about. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's go.
He would bring you to the well, not the outhouse, tie up the horses. And the two of you would hear shouting down, "Alright, they brought her!"
Alright then, no, I'll try to make my way out through the well.
Okay. Strength athletics.
Well, I would say my parkour comes in play, but unfortunately it doesn't. 2 ones
Yeah.
again, this is ridiculous.
So Chimeg, you watch as he scrambles on the rocks, trying to make his way out of the well. He gets maybe like 5 feet up and then slides back down.
Yeah. Chimeg turns into bird Chimeg and just flies past him and then sits at the well edge and looks down at him.
Would you like to try again, Ajala?
I've got 8 dice for this. Like, I'll try again.
You'd think. Oh my god.
I don't like this. This is ridiculous.
Some people would say that you are an expert at rock climbing. Others would say you just have more chances to fail. As you slide down the rocks one more time.
I'm gonna walk around.
Okay. As you begin to walk around, you notice like 3 of the bats come over and like try and begin lifting you by the cloth on your shoulders, and they can't. There's no way they can
I know
pick
you
you up.
don't understand me, but thank you, but I don't think that's gonna work. We'll see.
Trouble.
And then you don't really know Zutu, but a semi-familiar bat starts making his way towards a rope ladder that is further into the cavern.
Yeah, I plan to, when I say walk around, does mean go out by the outhouse, try to be stealthy about it, and just go back into the alley.
Okay. So, Chimeg and Rafik and Cassandra, you're all standing there at the top of the well, and Chimeg you would see as he walks in the direction of the rope ladder.
Cassandra has a new friend with her, by the way, in case you forgot.
Yes. I will let you dramatically introduce new friend when you feel it is appropriate.
Is everybody here to see it?
Currently, only there is Chimeg in eagle form. There is Rafik looking into the well next to Chimeg in eagle form. You are waiting on Ajala.
Okay. I'll wait until Ajala comes and I'll just go.
Okay, maybe 2 minutes goes by, but Ajala eventually makes his way back here.
House and houses are not the same thing.
There you go. What's up? I found Cassandra.
That was an entire day. Hi, Cassandra.
Look, it is better than just the two of you.
That's fair. By the way, I did sleep during the day. I did spend 5 blood and 1 willpower, and I'm at full health.
Woo!
You look best I've ever seen you, Ajala.
Yes, less pale.
Yeah, though it might be one of the worst moments ever due to what we're about to do. We should ride and talk, but we should be fast, as in we don't have a lot of time. Every day that passes by, she gets stronger.
Remember the
Habiba.
knights kicking in the
Yeah.
door? Yeah.
Chimig will lock eyes with Cassandra and say, "We found out where she is."
Exactly.
Fantastic. But shouldn't we wait for Cecilia? I feel if she, out of everyone here, has more of a score to settle.
Cecilia is gravely wounded, as is Habiba. This might be our only chance. If we do not end her, Cecilia will be on her list. Whether within here or a year, she will not sit by and let this slide. I know
Oh.
her.
And Cecilia did potentially speak of maybe, potentially making her an ally.
That's not gonna happen. Not after what happened. She's been my teacher for over a year. I know her well enough by now. This is not gonna go well.
Don't really enjoy it. I was hoping we would have at least had Cecilia here.
I'm sorry,
if
I could
you're
not
ready
find her.
to deal with the huge blowout argument between yourself and Cecilia, then sure, let's do this. But
I'm afraid she might not necessarily realize, but the thing I'm trying to do now is save her life. And the rest of ours.
Hey, if it comes down to it, it was my idea.
But
I don't believe that.
Jala will glare at Rafik.
What? Just saying.
This is my stupid plan.
Yes,
Let
but,
me-
you know.
Let me take the fall for it as well.
Alright. I tried. Everyone saw I tried.
I mean, there's no fall for it. We can do what the fuck we want, but would have been better to at least she knows
I can
and have
I
her
can
with
just
us.
leave a letter. Because
That's
I
a
listened to
Marky.
Fatma try and explain where we said to go. He did horribly.
Hmm.
So I can leave like a letter. Also, do you want me to come, or am I just...
I look at
I
Chime.
was planning on it.
I say we ride as soon as possible. We can't dawdle too much anymore. It's almost a night riding to reach Aviv, let alone. We could talk along the way.
Once
We
I
should
get
at
my horse. Then yes.
Oh, yes, she needs to get her horse from Bart's place.
We can pass by there on the way.
They're in roughly the same direction, so yeah.
I mean, this is also not. This is apparently Magdalena's territory. We should probably try to talk to her.
Which is why we should arrive this night.
Yeah,
Do we
yeah,
know where she
the
is?
dude said Duchess Magdalena. I don't know who that is.
We don't know where she is, but we might be able to find her once we arrive.
I'd love to speak to her.
Exactly, as in, if anyone's going to talk to her, I think it should be you, as in...
I've never met her before. I'm just curious and may have word as to someone who is willing to get her back into the city. Get her back in the Prince's good graces. Well, not the Prince's, but you know what I mean.
If
The
what we
lioness's
set out
good
to do
graces.
If what we set out
Perfect.
to do succeeds, then Ezekiel will be most gracious for whoever made it help make possible.
Well, perfect. If you already have a plan of getting her back into the good graces, then we can just
Do it.
go to her, say we need to act on her territory, and if she allows it, we'll help her do our best to get her back.
It would at least put her in a much better light with Ezekiel than she currently is. I'm quite sure, but we should really talk along the way and not dawdle any longer.
Yeah, we should at least. Fuck, where the fuck is Cecilia?
I don't know where she is. Are you still in eagle form, by the way? Probably.
Yeah.
I assume Chimeg has changed forms, unless you want to just stare everybody in the eye and.
I mean, I don't know how many I can keep that up at once, actually. Maybe I can't.
I think it's one person at a time.
Yeah, so I would have to. Yeah, she would pop
You'd
up,
have
I
to
guess.
change people. You'd have to like stare at each person in the eye during the conversation, constantly.
And say everything like 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she would pop up. If
I'm
there's no one around.
very easily pissing off Cecilia lately, but this is... We're not gonna get the opportunity again, and this is saving her life whether she realizes it or not.
You know what? You head off without me. I'll find her. I can come after.
No. I'll look around. Okay. I can do that. That's what I'm here for.
I'm much quicker than you are.
You are much quicker, but you know, I have to be useful somehow.
Jala mounts, readies himself on his horse.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You send her after us.
Yeah, as soon as I find her.
I guess you can tell Fatma he doesn't need to relay the message anymore.
No, I'll do that myself. He did a horrible job.
Exactly.
Next time, tell him to use a, quill, paper, ink.
I reach out a hand to Cassandra to sort of step on the same horse. If you
She
want
does,
to.
and she'll pat on her leg, and this like little scruffy black, totally not a zombie cat hops on with her. Come on, Nissa.
Is it the same cat?
Completely different cat.
You've never seen it before.
What the fuck is with the dead cat? Oh, okay.
He doesn't look that dead. I did a good job. Neffle's very nice. Just needs to remember not to use claws. I'm getting there. Training's a process.
Hmm.
You animated this.
Are you guys going to sit around all day, or are you going to ride out of the city? Go! Go!
We're going to
Go!
ride. We're going to ride.
Chimeg sits up. Does he have a... Does Rafik even have a horse, by the way?
Rafik, it's a good question. Rafik lost his horse in the battle, so probably not, but he could get one. If you had told him that he needed a horse, he could have gotten one in the time since he's been in the city.
Okay. I remember I tried to get him a horse, but there weren't really anyone selling horses because of the war, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I gave him sort of a lot of money, I think, so
Yeah, so he has a horse.
maybe
in that
money
case.
solves it.
Money fixes everything. It just sometimes takes a little time.
I'll actually go into my point perch as well and bring out 10 gold and hold it out to him. Here, if you need anything.
Okay, very well. All right. Stay safe. Don't get dead. I'll cook like something for when you get back.
You should maybe go with Cecilia when you find her.
Okay.
Join up with us.
Okay. I mean, they don't want to give me time to cook pastries, but, you know, I'll at least be there. So, yeah.
Alright. Let's move.
And, like a mom watching her kids leave at an airport for the first time, Rafik just waves and smiles. And then gets slowly and slowly depressed as you get further and further off in the distance. We're going to take our break there. We'll be back. See you soon, folks. ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Children of the Cup, where we now have an Azzy! Woo!
Hello.
Azzy will be playing Cecilia of Montfort. Alright, so. For our dear Cecilia, as you are making your way from Mara's back to the Painted Lady, you would quickly run into Rafik, who looks to be making his way from the Jaffa Gate. And so sort of looks surprised as he sees you, but quickly runs his way up to you.
Well, I look surprised he starts running towards me, so I stay and will wait.
Hey, Cecilia, how are you?
I am feeling better, actually.
Good, very good. I need you to make your way towards Bartholomew's and try and catch up with everyone else. If you don't catch up with everyone else at Bartholomew's, then I need you to start making your way to Tel Aviv. I will go get your horse.
Why?
They have found Habiba.
I see. Alright, go get my horse.
Okay. He starts running to go get the horse. I need to make a.
And I start walking towards the horse.
Sure, absolutely. Athletics, he is a 5d6. Wow. Okay. He trips, falls, eats shit. In the excitement. But he gets back
Looks
up,
familiar.
dusts himself off.
That's vampire at school.
Yes, absolutely. Dusts himself off a bit and then continues to actually make his way there at a power walk, and then eventually into a run when he feels like he's got more space to work with. But your horse would be retrieved by Rafik, and he would meet you about halfway there. So, all right. Oh, okay. And you can see he also has his horse with him, which he would begin to mount. Before I mount, do you need help getting up?
No, it's fine. And
Okay.
I would mount up. Yeah, I forgot to ask you before. Did I get my new armor, I think? Or has that not arrived yet?
The silver armor? Yeah, that has arrived.
Not silver armor. I just ordered an armor from my ghoul.
Oh,
Or-
no, that has not arrived. That has not arrived yet.
Alright. Then I guess I would like to look at the horse and then my dress. And on second thought, maybe you can help me.
Oh, very well. He gets down because he was about halfway up at that point, and graciously helps you up.
And I try not to destroy my dress.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, you are fine. You do not destroy your dress, thankfully.
Okay.
Okay. Very well. He goes ahead and mounts and says, "Well, you can follow me, or just come this way," and rides off towards the Jaffa Gate.
Yeah, she would follow.
Is there any questions you want to ask Rafik before catching up with the party?
How did I find her?
They went to Temple Mount and they talked to an individual called Adam.
Adam.
He's better than human, I do believe.
You get the last name of him?
No, I do not have the last. They said Adam when Ajala said Adam when they approached him, so that's how I got the name.
I understand. And
He talked to a ghoul of what is that man's name? Alexis. And then Alexis is, led him to Adam, who was like not too far away. Then Ajala got the information in exchange for Ajala being willing to work for Adam. Only Ajala. And then also Chimeg decided that she would also take upon herself some work in order to get security information as to Habiba's exact whereabouts and how to safely get to where she was without raising alarms.
Did they procure which faction Adam is working for?
If they did, I am not aware. I am not put in that loop.
Was there any other better than human in the room?
It was less a room, more just, talking about with individuals on Temple Mount in sort of the walkways of Temple Mount around Dome Rock and Al-Aqsa. There was like a very, very average woman, but she was not in the conversation with Adam. She was in the very, very brief conversation with Alexis's person, and that the only thing that was said in that was, "Do you know where Adam is?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, he's over there," basically.
Has anything else happened during the night, the last night?
Yes, I was sent out to, and he would be saying this. He wouldn't be saying it this calmly. There would be, of course, the experience of riding at a quick pace out of Jerusalem and into the hills towards Bart's Manor. But I'm going to say it calmly so we all understand.
Right.
I was sent to investigate a spice emporium for Chibek. Because she spotted a very suspicious man that she wanted me to keep eyes on. I paid some kids to assist me, and they got me the information back in the afternoon.
And who was this suspicious man?
I am not aware of his name, but I am aware that no individual matching the description that she gave me made their way out of the Emporium all throughout the night or day, or at least midway through the day. A couple of other individuals made their way in and out of the Emporium.
Right. Has there been any communication with others of our kind or similar factions?
Communications between Ajala and Chimeg and our kind? Not that I'm aware of. Communications with the Emporium and
No, it
Ajala
was
and Chimeg's
between-
kind?
Just wondering about that. And is everyone at Bartholomew's place?
Everyone is headed there to receive. They are riding to get Cassandra's horse so that they may then ride on to Tel Aviv. And you would see the manor coming up in the view. And at this time, I would say the three of you are now on your separate horses, getting ready to turn in the direction of Tel Aviv. And you would see like two figures making their way up the trail. Probably like a good 2 minutes ride out from where you guys are.
John starts riding back towards the two figures approaching so that they can sort of merge the groups and ride from there.
Okay. There were no individuals that I recognized as better than human that went into the establishment, if that is what you are asking.
No, but that's also good information.
Yeah, no, I did see Gabriel, but he did not go towards the establishment. He went towards Temple Mount.
What's Temple Mount?
Where the Dome of the Rock, Al-Aqsa, and all of the super religious places are.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went that way.
Alright.
Sort of parallel with the building, but not actually into the building.
Was he
that
walking
point.
alone?
the two groups would merge. Yes, he was alone, and he had his Quran.
Good evening.
Evening.
Let's run into you before we finally set out.
Yes, look what I found.
Good job.
Cecilia,
What
See,
are
I
you
told
all
you.
doing?
I know you said you wanted to try and align with Habiba, but you don't know her like I do. That's not gonna happen.
Let's start in the first step. Do you know Adam's affliction, who he is working with? Which faction he has chosen?
He's under the wing of Alexander Alexis.
He is? Or is he just a friend?
He's a Cappadocian.
I know that. Did you see Marcus next to him?
Marcus? The other one?
That's the other Cappadocian.
No.
They both disappeared at the same time. Now reappears.
Disappeared?
Meaning that when the war broke out, it was hard to know where they were. Their location became suddenly unknown.
Hmm.
And now they've reappeared and give advice on her B-base. How sure are you that this is not a trap?
Honestly, not sure.
So walk
Then
me through the
again-
plan.
I look around and say we approach her during the day. End her, somehow. Stake her, turn her into the crystal like she did with Serafino. We end her. Here's the thing. You had a scrap with her. You both barely got out alive. You not due to her, but due to being wounded from before. You might want to make an alliance with her, but she's gonna stab you in the back no matter what, because she's not gonna let that go.
I don't agree with your assessment. But if this is going to be done, and she's going to be making to a crystal heart, I'm going to own that crystal heart.
Then that would be more than fine.
Why?
So I know that she won't die, that she will live like that.
What's the point in that?
Cecilia doesn't like the idea of their minds going lost.
Fine.
I would prefer
Don't
to
like
destroy her
it.
completely, but I guess it's a fair trade-off.
Doesn't mean we have to follow it.
You can do whatever you want. I said I can agree to your plan if you promise me that I get the heart. But if you don't want to promise that, I guess I would have to take a decision if I want to follow you anyway. Or if I'm gonna let you go alone there.
And this, if you are with us, then you can judge for yourself. Depending on how this goes, if we manage to make her into a heart, the heart is yours. And it will be my priority, as far as I'm concerned, to do that so that you can have your heart.
That's just stupid. That means that she will be in that state knowing that we took her out during the day. If someone restores her, they will know.
Which is why I
Yes.
would prefer to destroy her completely. Honestly.
You may prefer that's the only reasonable way to handle it.
You've got a point, Cecilia.
Well, I don't want us to attack her at all. That is also a reasonable way to handle it.
And let her attack us.
Which is inevitably what will happen, Cecilia, if we don't.
I mean, we already knew. I mean, she probably went after Serafino and us just because because she kind of had a hard time with me in the fight.
She did it because she wanted to win the war and uses this as a coin to win the war by getting us to weaken the Christian side. It was a tactical
We're
move.
weakening the Muslim side by getting rid of her.
Yeah, that is definitely true. But I don't want to destroy her soul.
Soul won't be destroyed. Just being another form.
No, the soul will be destroyed if you kill it or if you consume it.
The souls will just
If we just
continue
kill
on their
her,
way.
If we just destroy her, then yeah, what does the soul do? Does it? This is a complicated conversation, I feel.
I think this is a different part of beliefs, and you won't convince me that I think the soul will not be lost. I need the thinking mind for the world to reach a better state. We should not remove from the creation. We should keep it.
What if
And
that
I
bit of
can
the
be
creation-
its gardener and keep the soul safe from others that want to restore her. Everyone
Aren't
else
you
can think that
Christian?
she's
And all your souls go somewhere.
I believe that's heaven.
Sure.
Habiba is a Muslim, Rafiq. Where do your souls go after death?
Well, I do believe it is also heaven, but depending on how you carried out your life, depends on if you get virgins or not, and also some other stuff. I didn't really pay attention to. I'm not a religious man.
You get what?
We'll talk about it later.
Cain
Anyway.
a bit different than normal, and this is a long discussion that many have different opinions on. If the actual souls of the children of, like us, would go to God's side or not.
If you're not Christian, where do your souls go, or your soul goes, or your people's soul go? Sorry, I'm sort of fascinated now.
Celia,
It's unimportant. This is what I say. Will you promise me that if we get her into a crystal heart, I get the heart? I don't want anyone to die, that you would risk your lives in death on it. But if we can, for example, stake her, make her into crystal heart, and I would keep it.
I can agree to that if we can do that. The thing is, however, before we decide on this fully, are you sure you're willing to take that risk? Because if we attack her during the day, which is probably our only chance, it does carry the most dangerous information with it. Also, I'm not entirely sure how the power will react during daytime. So please don't hold it against me if something goes wrong.
It's a lot harder.
Well, if we're able to
Possible.
stake her during the day, can't we wait until nighttime for you to do your spell?
Exactly.
That might be a
In
possibility. yeah.
theory. I mean, if she's staked, she's not going to be able to pull out herself, is she?
But are you sure, Cecilia, you want to take this risk of having her exist and potentially exposing us?
Yes.
Good, she may understand the concern and I share it, but if Cecilia promises me that she will keep it safe, then I'm willing to work this way. It would remove a massive threat from and thorn from our side. And it would make also the Muslims think twice about striking again against us.
Does Habiba have friends that would strike back?
Maybe.
Probably none that would dare. Not after she's removed from the game.
We
What
are
about
unsure
Gabriel?
about our allegiances. Gabriel will not strike back.
Oh,
Times.
I doubt it. If
Hakan?
Gabriel doesn't strike back,
Hakan
there's
might.
prob-
I don't really know how close they are, but we are removing a really important asset for the Muslim side. Our heads on that list to be able to be taken out will increase many steps if we take out Habiba. So Hakan might strike against us.
It also
We will
exists
also let
here
them
and-
know that
Sorry.
I suggest we would also get ahead of any rumors when we do this, us fighting someone who's gone into hiding. They could spin this to make her a martyr. And maybe bring more fights to the streets.
we are simply killing off a wounded animal that we wounded. Or is that gonna be spun in a other way?
Well, you said that you wanted to get permission from this Duchess, yes?
It's her territory.
Mm.
Have you gotten permission to kill?
No, we need to get it. Or
We have to
just make
speak to
sure she
Magdalena.
doesn't know, I guess.
I don't understand. Which one did you speak to?
I haven't spoken to anyone, but Magdalena is the one that owns the territory, apparently.
Magdalena, who has an extreme grievance with the Christian faction?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see how this can end in a bad way.
Also,
I think Cassandra had something of a plan to get her in
Ezekiel-
good gracious.
Well, I
another
know...
thing that we can do, but that would not guarantee Habiba's survival, and that is bring this information to Ezekiel and have him deal with it.
What I know, Magdalena doesn't own any properties, any domain in Jerusalem or the neighboring parts. I mean, she has
Tel
been
Aviv.
excommunicated.
Tel Aviv.
Yeah, Tel Aviv
where
will
she
be
is.
part of this whole thing, right? Jerusalem is just one part.
He was exiled to Tel Aviv, if I was not mistaken.
I think she got to keep Tel Aviv, right?
Yes, she is still the Duchess of Tel Aviv. All of her titles and her land was stripped from her in Jerusalem. However,
She was purely banned from the city, and this might be for her another foot back in.
mm-hmm.
Or she might switch side. That is the danger.
We could act
She's
without
already
her
aligned
knowledge.
with the enemy.
Acting without her knowledge would also be a possibility.
But always do it first and then ask for permission. Claiming we haven't already.
Is
Whatever the
she?
case.
Does she know that she's harboring Habiba?
I do not know.
Because if she knows it's harboring Habiba and not telling, that would already make her. That make the permission unneeded. And if she doesn't know, I'm unsure if hunting down an enemy towards in a domain would actually, when we are in an open faction war, would actually be.
I
Interfering.
say we strike first.
So, just to clarify, DM-wise, is Cecilia asking if you have the right to kill because you're in a faction war?
Yeah, isn't the enemy considered blood hunted right now?
Correct.
So we don't need permission
don't
from the
need
domain
permission.
owner, right?
Correct. You have full permission when it comes to the Muslims to, if you so wish, commit even the acts of Amaranth.
Then she would say. When I think about it, we don't need her permission, even if killing Habiba would be our goal. She's the enemy.
Was still probably wouldn't make us friends with Magdalena.
Sure. Do you want to risk
Let's
she harboring
ask her
Habiba with
permission after and not risk anything. We don't know her current disposition towards the Christian faction after all that happened, that's true.
I suppose
And
we
I
could.
do not want to waste this chance.
So,
I suppose-
act and then ask.
Why aren't you dressed in disguises?
Chimek and Jala is at least.
Oh, they are. All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
She-Meg and Ajala are heavily dressed up in heavy cloaks that they don't normally wear and have their faces completely covered. I don't think Cassandra would be, because Cassandra was just plucked out of a doorway and was like, "Come along with me!"
Wasn't told anything, so Cassandra's just
we
in
are
her
supposed
normal
to-
clothes.
We were close to Bartholomew's quarters or mansion, so we could have brought something from there, technically.
You guys would have had to go into the manor in order to get the horse, so yeah.
Yeah.
Still close by, maybe? Or how long have we... Yeah, we've been talking for a while, though.
You guys have been talking for a while, but if we want to retcon and say...
Have you been
got some
riding?
stuff.
I thought you had been
assume-
standing.
Unless you guys... It's up to you guys if you want to have been riding this whole time, or if you wanted to have been sitting there at the entrance.
My character would assume that she was an ant because she cannot go in this full dress in an assassination mission.
Thanks, we'll have gone to the manor again.
Okay, so you guys are within the confines of the manor, more than likely in the dining hall where all good meetings take place.
Well, I need to change clothes if we're gonna go there, and why don't we ride so we arrive during the day, so we never actually were there.
More than willing to do so.
There would be a knock, seeing as we're here, on the door to the dining hall.
Chimek will move over and open it.
Okay. As you open up the door, Bart would just be standing there, like dreary-eyed, looking like he's just woken up. Full-on bathrobe.
You alright, Dad?
I'm fine. Sorry, I was told that I had guests, and that,
Sorry to barge in.
No, it's fine. My home is your home. I take it I've walked into something very serious.
Do you have any discreet clothes I could borrow that would fit
Plenty.
me? Yeah.
For your size, I'll have to scrounge through the maids' quarters, but I believe I have a few maids that are your size.
Right.
Are you looking for more
clothes.
simple or something more clandestine?
Something very simple. Something that would fit riding as well, and not. It makes sense you cover your face with it.
Okay. So he'll head off and he'll get you. He'll get you a decent sized riding cloak for the weather climate, and he'll also get you some appropriate attire to go with that to sort of give off the I'm a normal commoner feel.
I would go and change. Come back with that. Does Cassandra just do anything to change her looks?
Yeah, I'm imagining she's still got some clothes and merchantly random shit she's gathered in her old bedroom, unless he's given that to someone else already.
So, what is the dashing plan for the evening? Are we going to a ball? Is the party tonight? I didn't miss that, did I?
Next night,
No.
right?
Next night, okay. Alright, great. Fantastic, okay.
I look at Cecilia, sort of wondering if I'm allowed to tell, like the look in the eye.
No, she just looks at you more like up to you.
You really want to know the plan for tonight?
Well, Ajala, tone and stance and what you're wearing tells me it's dangerous, probably stupid, and I like it. So, I'm gonna let you do what young people do. And we'll say that despite knowing that you're up to something, I know nothing. You know. Deniability.
good.
That's the phrase that they say. Deniability.
Good.
Have fun. Do you need drinks? Any drinks? Anybody?
Do you have any?
I've got some.
Nice.
Yeah, from the staff. Cass, I can. It'll be an animal, but I can get you fed as well.
I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. All right. How much are we looking for, guys?
2 points, maybe?
So you would say what the equivalent of 2 points would be?
Then I could drink more. If I can get 4, I'll take 4, but that's a lot.
4 would be stretching it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would say, well, I have been healing from a grievous wound, so
So we will take
I
care
want
of
to
it.
ask for double than what it's actually appropriate, but I will leave it up to you what you can spare.
Are you opposed to blood of cows?
He looks over to Adiala. In this circumstance, that would be a small price to pay.
But then I can
I'm fine with that.
I can get you. How many days have you been healing?
She would say that if she can get the worth of 6 blood, that
Okay.
would be
So you'll give him like a rough equivalency.
yeah.
It'll take a little bit, but I can get that together. Cass, sweetheart, what about you?
She'll say whatever the equivalent of 2 points is, and then thank him, and then say, "How is Gregory fitting in?"
Very well. Currently he is out over by the what is it called? The way station. He said he had to send a few letters in order to retrieve a horse of some kind. I'm not entirely sure of the situation, but yes. Other than that, he's very hard worker, and apparently has a fascination with leatherworking. I've found out, so getting him to work on some projects for that.
Thank you for taking him in.
No problem. Okay, deniability it is. I'll have the servants bring in what you need. Stay safe. And he closes the door for now.
That's right.
Thank you.
And you guys will get what you need about 10 minutes afterwards.
Alright, then because of effective digestion, I get 9 points of worth.
Woo!
A lot. So, Cecilia, what's the plan? We ride into the gate during the day?
Well, you know her location. Where is she?
I know exactly where she is, and I will give the entire description.
The dogs.
At the what tea house?
The Rakwa Tea
Uh,
House.
There you go.
We go to the owner,
So-
we tell him we come bearing gifts. He'll send us to a opium den, the basement below that. In the basement below, we'll take a door at the far back right corner. And at the bottom of the door, we're gonna knock on another door and tell the guard that we are there because of the Seafarer's Whisper and give him exactly 5 silver. Then we walk down a hallway where there's 12 doors. The only door that we'll touch is the 7th door on the right. And that is exactly where she is. It will be booby-trapped, the door. As well
Starting
as
counting from
there's
left.
a pressure plate behind it with traps. But
That
that's where
won't
she
really
rested.
work to go during the day. There's so many people you interact with that all can confirm that we were moving at daylight.
It's an opium.
Should be
den, no?
humans.
Yeah.
We are
Well,
miles.
if Habiba, a better than human, is hiding out there, though, I mean,
chances are there's ghouls.
Yeah,
She doesn't. She have goals?
I don't know.
He probably has.
You've never
Whether
run
it's
into any of
these
her
folk.
ghouls, if she has any.
We could deal with them on the way out.
I think the closest we could do is to go there just before dawn breaks. So we basically get inside the door past this man with silver pieces just as daylight starts, because then they know that we were walking during the night. And then we don't come out of there until the sun has set.
Right.
And ride back to Jerusalem to get in time for the party.
So question,
Alright.
is the guy who answers the door that you give the silver to going to have a problem with you going in and stabbing someone?
Stab him.
That
If
works.
he does, exactly.
If he fights back, then yes. But if we are there,
Or pay him off.
pay him more is what I would try as well.
No, exactly 5 silver.
Yeah, but after the deed is done.
After.
Yeah, that is a possibility.
Maybe we can get some door stoppers to ensure nobody leaves their rooms to interrupt. Something to jam the door so they can't leave their rooms.
We were told not to touch the other doors. It's probably for a good reason.
Yes, but I mean we can jam the door we go through before
That is true,
after
that
the
we
car.
can do.
Can just bring some wooden things that we can put under, so it's really hard to open the door without breaking it down.
I think something triangular might work best.
Yeah. We should also prepare 2 stakes each.
Yala takes out a stake.
You know, I've
Alright
always
then,
had a
I'll go to
question
the
about
chopping
that
block and make some
in
more.
mythology and also in practical use, now that I know it's a practical use thing. Do the stakes have to just be the stakes, or could you make like a stake out of metal? Or...
Has
To
to
be
be
wood as
wood.
far as I'm aware.
Oh, it has to be wood.
And it has to pierce the heart.
Ooh.
Does it like matter what kind of wood it is?
It is said that different wood have different effects, but every wood should paralyze.
So
Do I
could
know
you,
where
like...
they sort of... Do I know where they chop the wood for the fireplaces?
For the fireplaces here at the manor, yeah, there's a very, very small orchard that has about usually 8 trees, and they usually they'll chop down one of the trees a year, not a year, but one of the trees every couple of years that is not doing too well, or if they can't use that as a source, there are a couple of those small groups of palm tree-like trees that are spread out throughout the area that they can quickly go to and get one.
I'm gonna go there quickly and get the triangular blocks that were mentioned, and if I find thin enough wood to make extra stakes, I'll make some extra stakes and return with them to the house.
Unfortunately, for the current situation with the orchard, it is a healthy orchard this year, so you're gonna have to go out of the manor and then come back in. And you don't necessarily need any help to carry, because what's your strength?
4?
4? You could like drag a tree to the door if you wanted to, but that might be odd, so you probably enlist the help of like 4 strapping individuals of the guard.
Aren't there any like readily shopped for maybe? I mean, they gotta have
If
some
you want to
kind
go
of
if you
fireplace.
want to go straight to the firewood supply, yeah, they have some at the ready.
I would go straight to the firewood supply and get the triangular ones cut, basically.
Okay, fantastic. Then you get that done. Takes a lot less time.
Then if I also can get some stakes from there, I will, and I'll bring them back to the dining room.
you guys were here for a year. Azzy and not Azzy, Cecilia and Ajala. So you would know that he does have a carpenter and a carpenter's apprentice on retainer.
I would definitely get them to make our shit then.
Does he have any, like, ready steak around?
He does not. He does not have steaks at the ready in his workshop. If you ask for something of that design, though, he will tell you that he has made such things in the past, and you would have to talk to the to Bart.
What?
To Bartholomew.
Okay. Yeah, I think Shemek would go find him.
You make your way to Bartholomew. He's kind of just chilling out in his study, drinking a glass of wine, small little fire crackling, and he's reading a book.
Sorry to bother you.
No bother at all. How may I help you? What's up? You're looking
Well,
good.
Sorry?
You're looking good.
Thank you. For no reason whatsoever, you don't happen to have any sharpened sticks of the steak variety already done?
For
So much
no
for
reason
deniability.
whatsoever, I might have quite a collection if you would be interested.
I would be, if you have any to spare for us.
Come with me. He brings you to a small room in the basement, where he has a small armory. And in that armory, he would have a good 80 steaks of different woods and different levels of sharpness.
Pick your pick.
And also, some of them would be expertly crafted so that there was enough metal to make them sharper and more viable for piercing, but enough wood so that it would still affect the heart when it pierces.
Yeah.
Bring us the best ones. 2 for each of us.
Yeah, is there any... We were actually talking about it. Is there any difference what the wood is?
I have not personally staked enough of our kind to find out, but I do know that, well, to be honest, I've only staked 3 people. And with these 2, and he points to one is a redwood, and one is a cedar. With these 2, fairly average experience. Although the person, when I questioned them later, with the redwood, seemed to remember more of the events that took place during the induced torpor. But when I stabbed him with this one, and he points to a purple wood. When I stabbed him with that one, didn't remember a thing.
You mind if I take them both?
I'm currently not using them, and, you know. Go ahead.
I'll take 1 purple wood and 1 red wood. And then I will take, like, 3 each, maybe?
Okay, so 3 cedars, 3 red, 3 purple?
Oh, okay, there were several of them.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so the exact ones that he has available... Hold on 1 second, sorry. So, yeah, he would have cedar... rosewood. The purple wood, and he would also have a golden oak and brown mahogany.
I guess I'll take 1 purple wood for us each and 1 red wood for us each. And then just something like the ones that looks the easiest to use, I guess.
Okay. All right.
If you see the ones with the metal tips, you would know Ajala would probably like the idea of that.
Yeah. Fuck it, I'll take one of those each as well. So 4 each, I'll bring up at least. Bring out.
We can still choose.
Alright. You mind if I take these then?
You should work to block the doors.
Have fun.
Thank you.
Would you like any other weapons? I have an assortment. And he points to the rest of the armory, which has a bunch of normal weapons in there. I have these beautiful scimitars all the way from Antioch. I have a collection of long swords from the British Isles. What the equivalent of the British Isles would be in this time period. Also a few from France. Spears, halberds, a couple crossbows.
I guess I can borrow the scimitars. I lost my weapon before.
Well, here you go.
Thank you. I will keep it in well shape and bring it back.
So do you grab a? He has a collection of like rather normal looking ones, but he also has a collection of like clearly they are supposed to be swords that are not only functional but also give off an air of nobility. Which one do you go for?
I would go for a simpler one that
Okay.
seems to be well balanced and so on, but doesn't bring attention.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. Easily found.
As this was a stealth mission, I heard someone say, so. Alright.
Does arrows of wood work as stakes?
Yes.
Yeah.
If the arrow pierces far enough so that the wood of the shaft interacts with the heart, that does count as a stake.
Same with Ajala's spear. He once speared someone through the heart and just pushed through till the wood, and that was enough to do it.
I believe that was
You want a few
Pepper.
wooden arrows, Celia?
Well,
Yes.
the arrows are made of wood. Didn't yeah, just so I remember, I
Are they?
borrowed from your character, right? Your bow.
Yeah, she got you.
A brand new one, didn't she?
Yeah, I think I got you like. Let's see,
Because I have a plan for
80 arrows and 40 silver arrows. Should have got them from.
Yeah, did I get a bow?
You mean right now?
No, before. I think you offered me like 6 sessions ago.
Yes, she did.
Alright. I would have a bow then. But I think it was not a longbow, so it doesn't do as well.
No.
He has
Yeah,
an
riding bow.
availability of longbows. What poundage did we say Cecilia was at?
Well, the issue is I can't really bring a longbow into the location we are
Oh,
going.
absolutely, yeah, no. But
So I will just have a shorter bow on my back in case we need it.
he has 2 hand crossbows if you're interested.
Yeah, that can actually be good. I can take one of the hand crossbows. I probably will not use both, but one arrow might be good to get. So yeah, she would borrow a hand crossbow as well.
What about you, Cassandra? Anything you're interested in?
Cassandra is looking. She seems kind of happy with the stakes I was giving to her, but she does kind of, at the mention of these swords from Antioch, she does look a bit closer. But clearly, weapons and fighting are not her forte.
Oh, we've got things to block the door, we've got stakes, we got everything we need.
I guess you will kind of then say as well. I mean, apparently this purple wood might make her remember less if we stake her with it.
At least in
And
my experimentation with it.
yeah,
It would
and the
actually be
redwood
good.
is the opposite.
Alright,
I don't know what we are after.
let's take purple wood then.
I'll
That's
take
our first
reinforced
bet.
stakes and purple wood as well.
Emma is gonna keep on one redwood herself though, but
Okay.
take
Yeah, it's
two purple wood.
heartwood is what it is.
Yeah, I would still take a red one or what it was. As well.
Let's take the two purple hardwood ones, preferably with the metal pins tips.
For the metal ones, it is essentially like someone took a stiletto, sharpened one end of it,
Put it in there.
broke off the handles of the stilettos, and then forged a iron band. Actually, 3 iron bands around the stilettos, and then made sure it was extremely sharpened, and then slid a stake into it, so that there's plenty of the stake exposed. It just has these essentially serrated edges now.
I'll take 2 of those with the reinforced purple hardwood.
Oh,
We are ready.
alright, I'll take one reinforced as well.
If you're ready, we should ride out so that we're still there before the day arrives.
And I'm
Going
gonna
in.
as well.
We're going in right before dawn.
Good luck.
Sounds good.
Deniability, and he walks out of the room.
Thank you.
Thanks, Father.
Yep.
Jimmy hands over 2 purple heartwood to Rafik as well.
Ooh. Yeah. See, this is more like
Just in case.
Yeah.
But
We're all ready.
Mm.
Let's ride.
right.
So, you guys go ahead and drink, eat your fill, get yourselves prepared weapon-wise. Make sure that your horses are ready for the long journey, for an all-out ride, essentially. Get yourselves on them, and then ride out into the night. It is roughly about a good 45 minutes from dawn that you would arrive on the outskirts of Tel Aviv. Yo, map change. Woo!
Right, let's check out the docks and see how it looks.
Right.
So, you guys have been here before. You know it takes about an hour to get from the outer gates where you guys are to the docks. So you would be in sunlight, or you would be at the very beginning of sunrise if you headed straight for the docks.
Go
Even on
straight down.
horseback?
On horseback, it'd be like 5 minutes before sunrise when you got there.
I guess that sounds good for our battle plan.
Yes. Let's hurry.
Yeah.
Let's remember something.
Trying to not draw attention from guards like we're riding down people, but we're trying to have as high tempo as we can.
Sure. The streets of Tel Aviv are still busy, of course. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just remember something actually. It doesn't come up super often, but since in a fight it's probably gonna. The first hour of the day, I am limited by my road rating for my rolls.
Okay. Yeah.
Teammate is gonna be much weaker the first hour.
We can enter.
But we don't have to
and
fight
then
directly, we
wait.
just have to get in.
We
And
just
then
have
we
to
wait.
get in. Then
Right.
we can wait.
We'll assume that you guys had that conversation
She will.
on the road.
You would have brought up that.
Yeah, we basically want to get into the room where the 12 doors are and wait there. We are standing still for an hour.
So,
Mhm.
you would arrive outside of the tea house. And what you guys would see, so as you guys are riding up towards the tea house, this is maybe 100 feet from the actual docks itself, where you can see that there are sailors moving in and out in between the various different ships that are docked. There are currently 3 ships that are docked of various different sizes and look like purposes. One of them does have the symbolism for the Knights of the Holy Sepulchre, and that looks to be the busiest one. But you would see those ships and sailors moving in and around those ships, taking cargo off. You would see that there's still a hubbub of maybe a good 3 dozen people that are out and about. Sort of, some of them look like they're early risers. Others look like they are getting ready to collapse at any moment. And off in the distance behind you would be that fortress. With the Knights Templar, the Knights Templar fortress. And as you were going by it, you would have, Chimeg and Ajala, you would have realized what Zutu was talking about. As you were going by it, even though it is a fortress dedicated to the Knights Templar, there are members of the Knights Hospitaller, and there are a very, very, very small group of knights from the St. Lazarus, or the Knights of St. Lazarus, that are currently stationed there. And it looks like the Hospitallers and the Knights of St. Lazarus are essentially using it as a way station before they head further into the Levant itself. But
Rock Tea House, however.
you make your way to the tea house. It is a very simple building. The buildings here aren't as compact as they are in Jerusalem. In Jerusalem, there is not a whole lot of space that is readily available for use. So oftentimes you end up with larger buildings with less space for individual, businesses and things like that. Instead, what you would see is an entire building that is probably the size of a single family ranch or single story house in the countryside. It's about that size. It would have over the front door a large plaque that has a bunch of tea leaves, and it would have the wooden carving of a tea leaf plant next to the front door. As you swing the door open, there's this heavy smell of mahogany, and then a bunch of different flavors of tea that hit your nose. There are probably a good 6 people sat around at various different tables, sipping away at teas, talking, doing their usual thing. And there is a individual behind what you could essentially call a bar, who is currently cleaning it at the moment, but has behind them shelves of a number of different teas in jars that are labeled.
Walk straight up to him and just tell him I come bearing gifts.
Huh? Very well. Your gifts are accepted and welcomed. Please follow Vushtu. And he points. And as he points, you would see a man of African descent, probably South African descent. Long braids that go down to the bottom of his neck, and very simple fisherman gear on. That looks like it's been heavily worn because there's a bunch of patchwork and tears all over it. they kind of nod as he would point in his direction and motion for the four of you to head towards the door that he stands nearby.
Chimeg is really wrapping up.
Same, as in face covered and everything.
Absolutely. Doing your best to stay anonymous, you go ahead and make it over to him, and he quickly opens up the door, and he does not walk through the door. He simply opens it and motions for the four of you to head inside. Who would be the first down?
Unless someone wants to be the first, Jala will sort of beeline it.
I think Chimeg would kind of try to be at the front, but about where Ajala is then, I guess.
Okay. So, Ajala, you would go down. It's a spiral staircase, but it only goes down one story. And you would come to sort of this very drab, very plain stone flooring. The room's probably 60 foot out from where you're standing by 30 feet to your left and right. And on the left-hand side and the right-hand side of the room, there are these small alcoves with actual wooden dividers for the various different alcoves. And these silk and cashmere and Egyptian cotton curtains that cover some of them, and others are just open. A modicum of smells and sounds and, well, I think you get the point, would immediately begin to waft towards you as there's this heavy stench of opium, sex, and sweat that begins to quickly overtake you. And the floor is just a tiny bit sticky as you make your way through. Eventually.
And Jala just moves with purpose, so if nobody stops him.
No one seems to pay you mind, those whose faces you do get to see. And most of the people who do see you don't really see you, because they are currently in a world of their own. So you quickly find your way to the back door, open it, and find another cold, this time dark, staircase that leads down further. Making your way down again, you come face to face with an iron wrought door.
Probably have 5 silver at the ready. Double check that. Yes, I have exactly 5 silver on me when it comes to silver pieces, so that's good. I sort of just realized. I knock on that door.
Yeah, you would knock on the door. As you finish knocking, there would be this very simple sort of slit that would open with a piece of wood for the slit itself. And what you would see staring back at you is a familiar set of eyes. There is these sort of soft brown eyes that are part of a face that you somewhat recall, but unfortunately, you can't really make out much of the face through this slit. Go ahead and make me a intelligence... let's see here. No, wits. Investigation. And unfortunately, it's going to be difficulty of 8.
Only Ajala.
Only Ajala, as he is currently the one directly face to face with this.
No idea.
Just like that, the thought slips your mind. But these eyes stare at you without saying a word.
Sun is about to rise, I'm gonna assume. I show him the 5 silver and I say I'm here because of the seafarer's whispers.
takes the 5 silver, closes the latch. You hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 locks, all independently unlock. There's a clicking of something, and the door slowly creaks open. And as it does, standing before you is a large, muscular figure of a European man in his late 30s, dressed out in very simple clothing, with a butcher's knife in a leather sheath in his leather belt, and a Danish axe leaned up against a single chair in the corner. This is not Ragnar. This is not one of the Varangians. Instead, what you see before you is the former guardian of the council chambers of Jerusalem. Someone you have not seen since your first few nights. Sort of just nods towards you. Steps out of the way.
Walk by him and go down the stairs or whatever's behind him.
Mm-hmm. Behind him is a straight, very plain stone hallway. Almost RimWorld space-saving wise. It's like a little bit of wall, then a door, and it just goes down for exactly 12 doors. Not much room, except for maybe for 2 of you to stand side by side in this hallway.
Do we all file in or look behind?
Yeah, I follow. The distances, will that person be able to see us all the time? The one that
They'll be able to see you up until the point that you step into the room.
Step into one of the doors or just into the room?
So if you were to open up a door and then walk through it, the moment you pass the threshold of the doorway, since you're going towards the 7th door, they would lose sight. Any door before that, they would be able to see perfectly fine. And it's at this time, Cecilia, you recognize this individual as they come into view.
Is there anything supernatural about him?
Make me a perception occult.
I want to check that too.
Difficulty 7 for both of you. Difficulty 6 for Cecilia.
Perception occult, difficulty 6. And I guess heightened senses works?
That would work, yes.
Oh, do I have wound penalties?
You should not. So
I
roll
should
it
not
again.
even have wound penalties.
Yeah, you
what am I
shouldn't.
doing?
Did you
Fine, I
forget to
will
erase
figure
your wounds?
I forgot to click the button that was -2.
See, it's important.
I will just roll 2 more d10s. Oh well, 0 successes.
Okay. All right. Best guess? Hard to tell.
I would probably guess yes. Yes.
You would
because-
probably guess yes because of your history, yeah. The door closes after the last of you steps your way through the doorway. And he just silently sits back in his chair. A little uncomfortably, one of you has to move out of the way and probably move your whole group up a little bit in order for him to comfortably sit down.
How many minutes to dawn?
3.
So now we wait.
Won't it just be 5 minutes to dawn? Didn't you say that you had to hurry
Really
through the
fast
whole...
in that case.
Or... No, sorry, dawn. Never mind. I mean, yeah. So yeah, to dawn. Didn't
Yeah,
we
to dawn.
hurry? So. Oh, maybe
With-
I missed.
Yeah. Sorry, I assumed you slowed down once you actually got inside. Okay.
Yeah.
So in that case, 4 minutes to dawn. It took you a minute to get down here.
All right, minute. Okay, I heard hours. Okay.
Really fast.
Yeah, then don't mind me. I just heard wrong.
Jala just stands there and waits.
Yeah.
Just minutes.
2 minutes.
And will stare at the guard every once in a bit, just wondering what his deal is.
1 minute.
Wait,
Chimeg, it is now dawn.
I would whisper very silently to the rest, pretend to fight, falling asleep. As she will close her eyes and then she would shake a little on her head, but keep standing. But she will always show discomfort, like she's really fighting it.
Jala tries to do the same.
Everybody-
Chimeg will say to Rafik in a somewhat, not loud, but so that the guard might hear it. Make sure to keep me awake.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh no, this is gonna be a manipulation thing, isn't it?
So, everyone go ahead and make me a performance check. Who is attempting to pretend to be fighting the onset of
Charisma
sudden sleepiness.
Performance what?
Manipulation.
Ugh.
Manipulation, what?
Performance.
Okay.
And our
I will
willpower
spend
this.
the willpower this.
Yeah.
I will also.
Alright.
Is it difficulty 6 or?
Difficulty is still 6, yes. 3 for Cassandra, 2 for
Do I
Cecilia.
get any bonuses from Rafi?
Sure. I'll give you a +1 for Rafik.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And willpower, so 1.
Yeah, 1 for you. Alright.
2 would
Alright.
willpower then.
There you go. Okay. You guys pull off a decent, oh god, we're falling asleep act. Cassandra really leads the pack, though.
She's always been the most tired.
Mm. She's tired of your shit, and she's gonna show it physically.
It's good method acting, guys.
So-
Either way, dawn has come. Your acting is decent. Some of you are far better than others.
And we
Gonna
wait.
stand here like an hour?
Yeah, we're gonna
He does
stand like
not
this for an hour.
seem to be showing any signs of tiredness. And at this point, he's pulled out a small book and has begun to read it.
And he's like thinking kindred's so weird, probably. Or
They
canine.
discovered that, yeah, he probably knows who the fuck he would describe us.
Sandra would very quietly whisper, so, baby trapdoor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might want to stand aside,
Alright.
Jala says.
I shuffle a little to the side and give room to Adiala.
Do we want to block doors first or not?
Weren't we waiting an hour or?
Yeah, we.
We waited an entire hour before doing this.
Yeah.
We. Well, he's on the inside, so we can't block that door. So we have to block this door when we get in.
I guess you don't want to stand in front of it when it opens up. Does anyone know more about how traps work?
And I inspect the door without touching it to see if I see any.
Sure. Make me a
anything
perception
weird.
investigation.
Can I help? Well, can I also do it or?
You can do your own separate check, absolutely. If you would like to assist, you can try that as well.
I have no idea how that works. I'll just do my own.
I'm assuming that an assist would work where you roll the exact same roll, and then how many ever successes you get gets added on as additional dice to whoever the main roller's dice pool is. And if you get any botches, goes the opposite way.
Do you want to roll itself or do you want to assist?
I don't know. I guess I'll just roll myself.
Alright, we just roll.
Okay, give me 2 separate rolls. Cecilia with a 3. All right. Chimeg with a 2, and then I for details.
Take the details.
So both of you would end up with a 3, essentially, unless there's more 10s in there. There's only one 10 in there. Okay. So Cecilia, you would begin inspecting the door, and what you would notice is that the stone slab that the door is sitting on is slightly lower than all the other slabs in this perfectly normal hallway. Chimeg, what you would notice is that the handle from the door has a slight bit of tension, revealing that it's probably under pressure of some kind. And what both of you would notice together would be that there is a bit of scratching right at where the door itself would interact with that gap in the door frame. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a couple of scratches there that look a little odd.
Sort of like.
Kind of like something very sharp is embedded.
Jella, while they're overlooking it, will mention a pressure plate was mentioned, so keep that in mind if you go through that door at any point.
I think it's a pressure plate, that stone slab. It's slightly lower.
And the handle looks weird.
Maybe a string or something on it.
How do we open
Also,
it?
the scratch marks. I don't really know what they mean. I have to go lower to see better. Or was it in between on the side, the scratch marks?
The scratch marks are on the left-hand side, in the middle of the door frame.
Okay. I think I'll try to look from a different angle and inspect that specifically to see if I can see anything else.
Okay. So what you would see is, I wouldn't need a check for this. It's kind of obvious when you lean down, and as long as you have a light source, or you have kindred eyes, eyes of the beast.
Eyes of the beast. Yeah, eyes of the beast,
you would see what there is there is essentially a entrapment system that's been worked into that portion of the door, so that if anyone tries to slide a weapon, or if anyone tries to slide like a tool into the frame of the door to then pop the little piece of metal that goes into the handle that forces it to open, if anyone tries to put anything in there, it'll catch it and it'll release something that is attached via a wire that goes into the door itself.
Alright. I would explain that to the rest of the group.
So we have no safe way of opening it.
So don't touch the handle. Don't touch the ring.
Inspect the handle closer, see if there's something we can do to
Yeah,
get around that.
I'll look closer at that.
Here's a fun one for you. Give me Perception Enigma.
What is the number? Oh, there.
But it's rolling as a question. The stone slab that is slightly lower, I expect that it doesn't interact with the door because it's lower, but it's nothing touching it, right?
Correct. The stone slab does not interact with the door whatsoever. So on the handle, what you can gather, Chimeg, is it's under pressure, but it's one of those handles that works both ways. So if you normally pull to the right and down, it would absolutely set off the trap. But if you just instead push the handle up and left, it wouldn't set it off, and the door would still swing open.
Always it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless there was something more.
We're
For
going to stand back.
the pronged trap impingement. What you think is more than likely what it's set to do is if anything tries to force its way in there, it's going to set off some trap, but it's got to be able to operate where the door normally operates. So if the door normally opens if you were to push that handle up and left, it probably wouldn't go off because the door has to open in some fashion, and that looks like a trap that's naturally built into the door. So you could probably ignore that if you're just going to try and open the door normally. There is a keyhole. And I would need a separate investigation investigation, but I'd need a Dex larceny if anyone wanted to try and lockpick that.
Anyone knows that?
You mean legerdemain?
Legerdemain, sorry.
I have that thing.
Legerdemain.
Legerdemain.
I mean, last time Chimeg tried to pick a lock, it went swimmingly.
Everyone might want to stand aside.
Yeah.
I don't have much. I might blood buff my dex. So how would I do that?
You just spend 1 point of blood and you bump it up by 1, and you can spend out as many points of blood around as you're able to via your generation.
So you can pop up to like 5 or 6. You burn more than your generation, so it's probably 6 you can pump it up to.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
And it would hold for the scene.
I'm gonna. Okay. For the scene. Okay. I'm gonna bump it up by 3 then.
Okay.
Is that right? Is that how it works?
What is your current dex?
My current dex is 2. So if I bump it up to 3, that would make it 5.
Yeah. And then
So-
for the rest of the scene, you would have 5 dex.
Okay. Dex and there's this domain where you. Cool. Did it work? Did I do the thing?
As you all are figure out the traps, and you get to the discussion of, okay, but how are we going to unlock the door? Cassandra simply quickly goes into her hair, pulls out one of her hairpins, goes into a small satchel that she carries with her, and pulls out a normal, everyday utensil that's used in the traveling kit for eating, and takes the 2 and quickly goes over to the door slightly to the side, as to not be directly in front of it, sticks them in the lock, and in 3 seconds flat, you hear a click.
Impressive.
That solves that problem.
Good job.
Is there any other
Right.
traps we should be aware of, do you think? Or...
Yeah, the pressure plate down below. And besides that, we'll discover on the way.
Yeah.
So just hop over it and we'll be okay.
Yep.
Might be more
Everyone step
inside.
aside. Shall I go in first?
I think I'll go in first.
All right.
Oh, wait.
Everyone clear of the door.
I
Are
will
we-
blood buff myself before this happens. And I will blood buff everything.
Okay.
I also want to
1, 2,
buff a bit.
6. I will spend 8 blood points to bring all my stats to 6.
Okay.
Is it 1 blood for 1 pump?
Yeah. per point.
Correct.
So 1 point.
1 for
Oh,
1.
not 1 dot.
Yeah.
And basically,
And we can
spending
pump to
so
6.
much. We can pump to
You
7.
can pump to what's your generation?
5? Is that right?
You are higher than
Let me check
Cassandra's max is pumped to 6, and because we are generation 7, I think you are. Then we can pump to 7. And
You said
Ayala, I
5?
think you pump to 8.
For Chimag?
Uh,
Generation 5?
Generation says 5 points.
Yeah, 5 points generation equals 7
Oh yeah,
generation.
5 points. Yeah, absolutely.
okay.
So you're actually 7th generation, but you spent 5 points in order to get to 7th. Gotcha. Okay,
I
so you can spend 4 blood a turn and your max trait is 6. Now you can pump past 6, but
It
for
will
every
decrease.
turn, it will decrease by 1, whatever you pump past. And then
I
it'll
think
stop
you
at
can
6, and then it'll hold there at 6 for the scene.
I think you can pump one more in Dark Ages than your max.
Yep, one more. That will stay.
Is it one
but
more?
Beyond
Okay.
that one, it goes back down.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, yeah. So your max really is 7 for buffing.
The moment
But
that
I only pump myself up to 6 in all because I don't want to use all my blood. But now I'm ready.
I'm waiting for Chimak to open the door. The moment that Chimak opens the door, I will spend 6 blood. Which I'm gonna do already. And I'm going to put my strength and my dexterity both up to 8.
T-Mac, how are you opening the door?
Well, first I'm also buffing a bit. I'm putting out claws and I'm buffing all my stats then to 6 as well.
Okay.
And
So the whole party spins so there's the click of the lock of the door, and then a couple seconds go by of just silence as everyone suddenly gets swole.
Yeah, because you're also listening if there's any sound on the other side that reacts on the click.
So far, no sound on the other side.
Yeah.
I slowly start pulling one of the stakes.
Aha!
and then
All right.
take out and
Take out.
pulling the handle up and left
Good.
so it won't trigger.
Chimek, dexterity stealth. Pull the door handle up and left. There's the lightest of clicks as you push it fully up. And there's a bit of pressure that gives on the door as it becomes able to be opened or closed at your will.
And I guess we all hurry in, one after another. As now it's no time to wait, so I guess we just...
Rush in.
Okay. You rush in. All right.
Over the
Everybody-
pressure plate.
Everybody who's going in the room, I need you, aside from Chimek, you've made yours. Dexterity stealth checks.
Due to my luck with stealth checks, another willpower will be spent here.
Okay.
Spending a lot of willpower today, but... 30 stealth. 3 successes and then 2 10s. Lightning reflexes.
All right. And then
What? Just if 6 during the night? Oh my god, we're fine. Not during the day.
give me that. Oh, you know what? No, I want over here. Sorry. There we go. Sheet. And then I want dice.
That is true. Do we have minus in everything we do? Maybe we're rolling with too high
I
modifiers.
think I forgot the minuses. Hold on. I'm checking. Da, 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 da. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Okay, just to keep things going, I'm gonna cut our pool in half and redo that roll. Nope. Whoops. Yeah. All right. You all enter into the room, careful enough to miss the obvious pressure plate that's sitting there. What you would see is it is a room that is large enough to have a bed that she is not in, a small writing desk, and a small chest. Habiba is under the bed. And there is a crossbow and a dagger in her hands, sort of crossed across her chest, right where her heart is.
Is she awake?
No.
He's more paranoid than players.
Help me out here. How did activating celerity work again?
That is a good question. I gotta go check. Let's go open up the book on celerity. I believe until you hit a certain point in celerity, it's just a dice thing.
202.
I think you pay a blood for every extra action or something like that, maybe.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I suggest to Chimag, let's move the bed first. Carefully.
She'll move up.
So 202. Here we go. Characters add their celerity rating to their dexterity-based dice pools, including their initiative ratings. Add celerity rating to the number of yards or meters they move in a turn. Additionally, they may reflexively spend 1 point of blood to ignore difficulty penalties for multiple actions up to their celerity dots for the turn. For example, a character with celerity 3 makes 3 actions.
I look at Chimag, I point at the bed.
Oh, you maybe still have werewolf blood.
Imag will move up with him.
Let's move the bed very carefully, that we at least expose her first.
I need another stealth check from the two of you.
I have 2 in celerity, that's why. It's not the werewolf blood.
Oh, cool. I will stand ready to strike with a stake, even in a bad angle, in case he starts moving when this is happening.
Oh wow, that's so many dice.
What do you have any specialities?
No.
No? Okay. Hold on. Ah! There we go. So, as you guys are lifting the bed, the Jala, perfect, the embodiment of stealth, quietly lift your side of the bed and begin to move it away from her. But you were too perfect. You overcompensated slightly. And Chimeg's side just gives out this little of a scrape. So, I'm going to give her one more chance.
Standing there super nervous and ready to strike if I see her eyelids move.
Okay. Good enough. She has not moved an inch as you guys place the bed down.
Jala pulls the holds up the stake. Gonna do something which is scary, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna spend another 6 points of blood. Oh no, let's not. That is not a good idea. Fuck! I'm gonna try to stake her.
So,
There were more things in the way, right?
The bed was the only thing that was covering her.
Is her heart covered by something?
Yes, her heart is covered by a crossbow and a dagger.
I will signal to Adiala that I and be ready, and I will try to pull her hands down as his stake goes down. And if he misses and pins
All
my
my blood.
hands into her, I'm sad.
I spend 4 more blood and I up my dexterity by 4 more.
Okay.
I'm also gonna ready to do another plunge, basically, if it fails.
Okay.
Ajalas.
At
Alright.
12 dexterity now. And the moment that she pulls away, I'm going to try to stake her.
Okay. Alright. In that case, what I'm gonna need is I'm gonna need a... Let's see here. Ooh. Oh crap. Okay, that's what's wrong with that. Okay. There it is. Alright. Ajala and Cecilia. Ajala, you're gonna make me dexterity melee. Cecilia, you're gonna make
Spend the
me
willpower.
dexterity athletics.
I'm going to put reflex spend as I'm pulling 4 blood into my dex, so I will have temporary of 10 dex, but it will start falling off.
Okay.
Same for me, they will also start falling off after this.
And I gonna do the roll, I guess. I have very little willpower left. I think I won't spend willpower and make this more interesting, I guess. Let's see if I
Dexterity
fumble
melee.
with this many die.
Ooh, shite. Only 6 successes.
I will do... I'm just gonna create a new roll for this because this is special. Adiba is... attack.
Scary.
Alright, athletics. And... difficulty 6?
Correct. Difficulty 6.
My specialities in dex is preternatural grace. I don't think that would affect her.
No, unfortunately. Okay.
Lightning
And then-
reflexes and, yeah, well, for melee I have
How many
spear,
things
which
do you
is
have
not
in
the
there?
case
2.
here.
It is not a spear. I would allow lightning reflexes to go here.
There's 6 successes, only 6.
Okay.
Which is ridiculous on that roll, but yeah.
Okay. So. I'm trying to double check if she gets soaked. I don't think she does.
She gets soak, I think. It just
Even if
leaves
she's
out.
even if she's unconscious.
Yeah, that's stamina, so she gets the
Mm.
soak
Okay, so she gets her stamina soak.
and fortitude.
And fortitude. Oh boy! Here we go.
I aimed for the heart, by the way, so
Yes.
I'm not sure if that...
Well, that means you have to do enough damage to pierce her top layer to get down into it.
It's a steel pinned stake, by the way, just saying.
Oh,
Also,
it's one of
if
those.
that applies. Yeah,
Sorry.
I only took those 2.
Ah, well, very good. Okay, so I need you to roll me another 3 dice.
Another 3.
Mm-hmm.
D10s, 3 pieces. Would make for 8 successes, I believe.
Okay, 8 successes. All right, so I'm gonna double check here. What is your?
Shouldn't it be
Wouldn't it be
9?
9?
10 was 2. So it's 3
Yeah.
more. And you had 6 before.
So 9 total, right?
9 successes then. Yeah. Whew.
Okay. She soaks 4 of that.
Well, he hasn't rolled the damage yet.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself.
But you're gonna get the stake,
The
but probably
damage
is
for the
1.
stake is... 1 second. Trying to find it. Oh, there it is. Stake. Is not listed underneath the weapons. Great.
I think
So it's
it
listed
is
under the combat
1 or
maneuvers, I believe.
Sorry?
it's normally different because staking assumes the person is moving, and now it's not. So staking rules is not really the same. But I think a stake in wooden stick normally is 0 or +1 at max. If it's a well-made stake, maybe +1 in damage. If it's
It has under damage special, so now I gotta find its stupid special.
Also, was she unconscious when this happened?
Correct.
Because that also does something, I think. I'm not entirely sure.
it would lower the DC, but the DC
That
is
makes
also
it so
higher.
that the difficulty is back to normal.
Yeah.
Because the difficulty normally goes up by 3 when you stake someone.
Yeah. So it makes sense that it's still difficulty 6, what we are doing.
Due to the successes, I had 9 successes. One I
roll
have
me
given up to confirm.
strength. Roll me your strength +2.
Plus 8 for the hit.
Yes.
Plus 8, so that's a total of 10 on top of my strength.
And because you're just doing the heart, you can you want to get 3 damage. That's basically all you can get, because then the stake is gone to the floor.
Need to remain in the body.
Also, I have Savage Attacker, a speciality in strength.
Okay. You have successfully staked 1 Habiba al-Sakim.
That makes for a total of 12 successes, I think.
She only soaked 4, so she is staked.
Yeah, she's part of the ground now.
Like I said, you don't really do more than 3 anyway, unless you plan to. You could probably just continue and just crush her with your hand, maybe. But then you're doing more than staking her.
Yeah, as in, I imagine in his panic that he would really slam this thing into her, like... He's scared
So
when all of this is happening.
the stake slams down into her. There is a gush of a bit of blood. And although she gives you quite a bit of resistance as you push it down into her chest, not physically, but fortitude-wise, you do manage to pierce the heart. She does not wake up.
Alright. I go to. Now I would. I don't know. Just make sure the door is closed and pin it so it's hard to open.
Careful with the pressure plate.
Go ahead and
Yeah.
pin the door.
Was that it?
And yeah, now we wait and see if something retaliates. Otherwise, we have completed the hardest part.
Do I wait till nightfall or do I turn her now?
We wait till nightfall.
You guys hear the turning of a page in a book.
I want to
guard
go check
outside.
her eyes to see if they are moving under the lids.
Okay. You go ahead and push her eyelids open, and they are not moving.
Okay, I close them again just in case. And I guess I would check her vitals with my power to see if she's, like, how she's faring. Like, how damaged is she and so on.
Which power is this?
I use basically fleshcraft, if I can, to somehow, like, check her and see how she's doing. I don't think there's a special power for it. It's more like I'm trying to take my time looking through her.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a intelligence perception check? No, intelligence medicine check.
Right. And I can substitute that with fleshcraft. The medicine check.
I'll allow it.
Alright.
Three successes. More wounded now, but definitely alive and kicking. Definitely in torpor. And by your best guesses, she may have gotten her own friend to do some healing.
Yeah, that is suspecting. She was not as wounded as she would have been after my attack before. I will say that then. It seems like she has also gotten healing.
From whom?
I don't
Here's
know.
the thing. There's something I need to do in preparation of this ritual, as you might remember. Might be a good idea to do that now.
What you need?
It would weaken her tremendously.
What is
I need
that?
to exsanguinate her, except for, and then the technical term would be 1 point of blood.
I think we all can drink from her as long as we don't finish her.
Just don't finish her completely. And Jala takes a wrist and bites into it.
Just before you bite, I said, maybe you should wait just until before the sun goes down, just in case curse of the bloodbound or something will affect any one of us. So we start
Sorry,
thinking this is not a
Blood
good idea.
bonding is ghouls, right?
You can get bloodbounded from drinking from from a Cainite as a Cainite.
Jala just looks at you really weirdly. No, you can't.
Yes, that is the normal outcome. That is normally why children do not kill the sires, even when the sires are very mean to them.
I don't think that applies to me.
Well, if it does or not for you, you wouldn't be able to differentiate it. It's the same as the ghouls can't.
I had no trouble drinking. Well, then again, Ephraim wasn't much of him left.
If someone is died, of course, the bloodbound is released. Well, never takes hold if you kill him in the same place. But it will fall off as normal. So even if you get bloodbounded a bit by Habiba by doing this in her state, it will, after a month, just
To do it
disappear.
before actual dawn. Oh, sorry, sunset though. Like, we don't want.
And we do it just before, just so we don't have time to regret what we're doing.
All right.
I use a lot of willpower, by the way.
Well, I'm sure. But we will see the conclusion, and if this actually does turn into an official Crystal Heart, next time on Children of the Cup. Thank you all so much for coming out. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you guys, and we want to see you guys next time, so please come on by. Make sure that if you missed any episodes of Children of the Cup, you can always go back to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/Forgotten Dreams, where we have the Children of the Cup playlist that is up. So check it out. Thank you all so much for coming. Adios.
Thank you. Bye.